Hi everyone, we're live! Yay! Hi! We're Heavy Metal Hangout again on a Friday night, so everyone hopefully got their beers. And I'm not sure who else is turning up, but at the moment we've got Jake here as regular, and we've got a couple of guys we've not chatted to before from Terra, from Cambridge. Some of them have dodgy taste in football teams, but so far they seem like a pair of okay chaps. tell us, Ron. As soon as you're new to this, my channel, tell us about Terra. What black metal band, yeah?
Yeah, so I guess we're probably the most unappealing band going. Very long songs, lots of shouting, unintelligible vocals, and yeah, we just do what we do, really. It's very kind of atmospheric. It's one of those kind of things that you got to experience live. We love to bring the noise. Our albums are cracking, but we're all about playing live. And that's obviously over the past year or so been very difficult. So we're very excited to this month have our first show in what seems like forever coming up to make some real noise.
It has been a heck of a long time. And we're joined by Luke. Is he one of your mob, or is he guy from Vandr?
He's our
triumvirate. That's the full triumvirate. Only three of us, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a free piece. Make a lot of noise for the three of us.
Some free pieces do. Some free pieces is quite amazing. Like how much thickness of sound they can get out. You kind of can't miss the fact that there's sometimes you think four pieces like those sort of standard, but three pieces can make as much racket as a four piece any day.
Yeah, I think it kind of forces everyone to have to focus everything they've got.
Yeah. So this is your first gig, like say, 18 months?
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah. It's God, I can't even remember our last show. It's honestly been so long. And in that time we've got an album that's just been like kicking around, waiting to get released.
Right.
So we're hoping to debut some new material at this show, which we're excited to do because we've been holding on to this material for so long.
Yeah.
Nearly 2 years now, surely.
It's starting to feel like that.
It's been crazy. It has been bloody like if you're used to sort of putting it out live as well, it must be just like a prison sentence, isn't it? Like it feels like a prison sentence almost. Like not being able to get out and doing anything. It's we're joined by Jyoti. Is it you're from Vandr? Are you from Vandr?
Yeah, it's me from Vandr. Rich is going to be coming along shortly.
No worries.
Yeah, so he's just delayed a little bit.
So
we realised the other day that you had loads of Lordaeron videos.
That's right, yeah.
Oh yeah, I played with them years ago.
Yeah. Well, Rich, who's coming along, was obviously the drummer here.
Bloody hell! I haven't seen him in years.
And
there you go. Small world.
We're playing with, and we're opening for Abduction in July, and Phil with the vocalist in Lordaeron, and kind of the whole kind of incestuous, kind of the incestuous nature of the metal scene around here. We're all from the same town.
It's really weird.
You guys from Cambridge as well, then? Vandr from Cambridge as well?
No, but I think the first show we did was in Bury St Edmunds. Fucking literally, it was like one of my first ever shows when I was about 19.
We're from a town called Belper in Derbyshire. And I've known one of the guys. Quite a few of us in various bands now.
I was walking down the street the other day and I was wondering about what happened, and where the guys were from Lordaeron by now. So there you go.
We're on a black metal band, basically. Kind of basically that's the way where they are.
Awesome.
I saw one of the guys yesterday. I saw another one a couple of weeks ago. Kind of everyone's still around. But but Rich will be turning on. But bizarrely enough, I've just got a message from one of the other guys from Lord of Ron.
Okay.
On my phone. It's just bizarre coincidental stuff. But kind of hopefully we'll be able to catch up with Rich. I might give him a bell and see if he's on his way, actually.
Yeah, nice one.
There's no rush, man. There's no rush. It's
I don't remember who I am, but I do.
Normally go for a few hours. So we've got a cat. That's even better. We don't need that guy.
Yes, that's what we're talking about.
Somehow, let's see if I put that on few screen.
Yes,
that's what we want. That's the.
The cat is not amused.
You're a beautiful pussycat.
I did not consent.
I didn't sign up for this. You have no right to use my image. How dare you use my image on your shoddy program?
As soon as we see a cute cat or dog, we're like, oh, so cute.
Cats are better.
I would drag mine into it, but he's sleeping, and you don't bother the owner of the house,
Yeah, let sleeping cats lie.
Hey, there's one there.
Ah, cool.
There is tea in this, by the way. I promise.
Tea, man.
I'm not just. I don't know what to do with my hands.
It's a Friday night. It's a Friday night. You go with. I've got some double chocolate stout again for me tonight.
Well, I've got my daughters in the other room, so
you're babysitting.
Yeah.
Oh, she's drinking it in the other room, is she? Or...
Yeah, that's it. That's why I've got nothing.
She stole all your beer.
Yeah. I've only got about a quarter of a bottle of vodka and nothing to mix it with, so we'll see.
All right.
All right, we'll let you off then.
You've got, so far, looking at your metal archive, you've had a couple of albums so far. It's been quite a while since the last one, but you see you were sitting on the new material for 2 years. We were just no point putting it out, I suppose, with the with the situation as it was.
Yeah, pretty much. We're desperate to bring it out, and unfortunately, I say unfortunately, but I guess it's a good thing. In the over lockdown, I managed to write another album, so there is yet another album queued up. Of course, we need to release our third. So and we spent a lot of time on it as well. So we're really chomping at the bit.
Double album. Surely you might as is there any kind of temptation to scrap some of the older ones and bring the new ones in? Say, actually, this song is better than that song. Let's just swap them over. Or any thought of doing that? Or are you still proud of the album that you were recording 2 years ago?
I think they're they're really pieces in time for me. They all kind of sit together. So. I'm personally, with playing music to listen to, I'm very much a full album kind of guy. I won't listen to the odd song. I'm all about the full album experience.
Right.
So we did a double album. We'll probably pip about 6 or 7 songs. That would be mad.
Oh yeah. We'd never be able to
the
play
only double album.
Yeah. It's a difficult one for us, given the song lengths for us. We're doing the headlining set in a couple of weeks, and we're only going to play 4 songs.
That's cool. Oh, you got some new stuff as well, didn't you, Vandr? And hello to Grits. Is it?
Yeah, Richard's just turned up here.
Hello, guys.
Do you recognise Luke?
No, this was going a long time ago. It might even been another drummer, unless Yeah, but no, we played. I was just saying, we played with Lord of Ron probably back in probably 2004. In Bury St Edmunds, maybe round about that time. Yeah, it was yonks ago. Absolutely yonks ago. It was great. It was a really good show. Well,
what was your band in 2004 then?
Yeah. Mine, I was in a band called, it was Gamera at the time. Which is Was
that when we were on tour with Flayed Disciple?
No, no, we never got to that point. Oh, what you guys? If you guys were on tour?
No, I can't remember the Bury St Edmunds show. I can't remember many of them.
It's all hazy. It's all hazy anyway. Like, yeah. No, fair enough. No,
that was just a real blast from the past, Gray. When it was like, who's recorded that video? That's Grey Man. That's just random. It's really random. So
they did,
memories.
That's kind of what I was doing mostly on my channel to do with metal. Was just filming underground gigs. So I got loads of underground gig footage from most of the bands that played in London. Like I got quite a lot of, I don't know, I got 1,000 videos or something. I don't fucking know. Like, quite a lot of videos of underground metal gigs on my channel. So yeah, I was like, what was Lord? I could never work out how to say that blinking band name. I was called Lord Arion or something like that. I was never too sure how to. Was it something from a manga or something?
Lord Aaron. It was from. It was, unfortunately, it's all our vocalist idea, our vocalist Phil, who's part of Abduction. In fact, it's his band, Abduction UK. You probably heard that. It was all about World of Warcraft. It was all really sad.
Right, okay. It's like geeky. Nothing wrong with geeky, mate. Look, I've got all the comic stuff I've got on my channel. There's nothing wrong with being geeky. I can't knock that.
No, it was good time. It was good time. Yeah.
I just turned my computer away from my.
Nothing wrong with writing a few songs about orcs, man. Nothing wrong with it at all.
I mean,
kind of answering your question. We've got some new material. We've got a track out today, which has gone live today, and we are working. We're kind of finishing off the album now, basically. Doing a bit, kind of re-recording a few things. We've got, kind of full lineup, working more, but we're working towards our live show now as well, quite heavily, because kind of really want to hit the ground running with that. We've got a fucking sick lineup, to be honest. They're really good musicians, and a guy called Jordan from Evil Scarecrow on the drums. Really fucking good drummer. The only guy could really rival Rich in kind of his abilities at at one point.
Rich doesn't drum now, do you?
No, I bass on this one, yeah.
That's right. I remember you saying now.
What we did find is there was a certain amount of people we'd asked to come in to play drums, and they'd be slightly kind of intimidated by the prospect of playing with the guy that was once like the world's fastest, basically.
All right. I know.
Is that right? I didn't know that. Is that Guinness Book of Records?
Yeah, I did unofficially break the buzz roll record for about 6 months, and then it got broke again.
I've never heard of that. I didn't know that was a thing. Okay. Is there anything you do? You can share it.
I think I've probably done the same thing when I'm playing in like a 120 BPM song live, and I just can't keep the same tempo. I'll probably
Everybody looking at you like, what have you done?
For fight or flight. Unofficially.
We can have a drum off right now. Have you guys got your kits? We can have a drum off or something.
Yeah. I've got like pads that aren't linked to anything. I've got a tiny little in the middle of nowhere.
But anyway, who's the fastest of them all?
Definitely not me.
Well, anyway, we've got a good lineup. We're playing with Abduction, Suffering, Volunteer on the 31st of July in Notts.
That's my old band's name, Suffering. They stole my band name, the bastards.
They stole your name, did they?
Yeah. We don't mind. We only do a gig every 5 years on my birthday, so it's not too much problem. As long as they're all right with us turning up every 5 years and like using our name again, it's all good.
Could be worse. You could have,
set up a Chameleon and Knots on 31st of July. This is my band. This is our name. This is our set.
I should get on stage and start singing my songs while I'm trying to do the round.
I was going to say, could be worse. You could be sharing your band name with a load of Latin bands like from across.
Terra's not the most
Latin fusion. It's just like a very strange we got there.
Yes.
We're trying to edge in on that Buena Vista social club market as well.
Okay. There was actually a Norwegian band called Suffering as well, and their management wrote us a letter and sent us their CD and saying, "Stop using that name. It's our name. We got it first." And we just went, "Yeah, whatever," and just ignored them and carried on being Suffering. It's like, whatever, fucking hell, you're in Norway, we're in the UK, who gives a shit?
Suffer in silence, as it were.
We had a similar thing with Insidious. I was in a band called Insidious, and we had like a Latin American band.
I think I've got some footage of Insidious on my channel as well.
Possibly.
I think
Time
so.
ago, though.
Yeah.
That was about 2008 or something. Yeah.
Oh, maybe not then. Maybe not. Maybe I think there so many band names that's similar anyway, so you can't really get the strop when there's two bands the same name.
There's definitely another band in the UK called Insidious.
I'm going to say the single word market is very.
God,
There's like Insidious discrepancy, Insidious disease, Insidious suffering. Right.
Yeah, you need to add another word to the Terra title. Like Terra Infinitum or Terra Insidious. Yeah,
actually, we were quite lucky. Really, we were surprised that hardly anybody had actually taken that. So
there was certainly no metal bands, but I didn't think to look outside of the genre.
Yeah, you're getting mixed up. Yeah. So I'm wearing a Tank t-shirt tonight. There's a rapper called Tank as well. It's like that's confusing when bands in town try and tell you that Tank are playing a gig, and it's like some rap guy.
I don't want to judge, but you don't look like you'll like it. That kind of thing.
Yeah. What rap you mean, or?
That's what someone might possibly say to you. If they were looking at you going, I'm going to invite this guy to the gig.
You might have come to the wrong gig.
Something tells me this guy might be into metal. Something just tells me, kind of. So we're playing on the 31st of July. But unfortunately, if you want to get a ticket, you can't. It's sold out.
Oh, that's good. But is it restricted crowd and that still?
I have no idea. Well, the promoters booked it. Actually. I don't think so. The promoters booked it, so it's well after kind of like, I think it's the 17th of June actually officially. Kind of it's unrestricted inside small clubs and
right.
So it gives us like a full month, basically 5 weeks, to figure out if it'll be restricted or not. But all I know is that everybody is well fucking up for it. Basically, it's going to be one of those ones where kind of people are going to be there from the beginning, packed out, because they haven't been to a gig in so long. And this is kind of like but it's definitely the first black metal gig in the Midlands. Kind of, and it's a pretty good lineup of kind of bands.
The place is a proper like it's really small, but the sound system is like about 10 foot high on each side. It's a fucking huge sound system, and the sound engineer is like a resident sound engineer, and he's a nice guy as well. So
it sounds like one of those ones where a small venue has inherited their PA from a larger venue that was upgrading. I love when you play somewhere like that. It's like, we got it from this massive venue up the road. It's like, sick.
It is.
Got a question from the chat. Can anyone here tell me a trusted online shop that sells first pressings of records and ships to the USA?
It depends what you're looking for, doesn't it, really. Depends what you're looking for. Tell you kind of, there's obviously like your Goat Prayer Records, your kind of clobbers and labels like that who run their own shops and do their own pressings and stuff and send stuff out. But there's so. I mean, most kind of these labels just kind of flog things on Bandcamp as well. We'll deliver internationally.
I know there's a label called Horror, Pain, Gore, Death, and they were doing like 30 CDs, like random CDs for $30, and literally they'll send you 30 different ones. You won't be able to get what you asked for, but 30 CDs for $30. But I think it's from America. I couldn't bother to do it because I thought the postage would probably be a bastard, so I didn't even bother looking at it.
Yeah, we've had a few things where I've personally sent stuff out to the States, but there's so many outlets out there, and Bandcamp, like you mentioned, is fantastic. For doing it. I think the best thing is just like have. It sounds a bit shit, but have a bit of a Google and like, see who's doing it.
if he's looking for first pressings of Black Sabbath and Number of the Beast, it's going to have to be probably eBay or Discogs, isn't it?
First
is that on vinyl?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
so
I'll just give you my dad's number. He's got like 3,000 first presses of all sorts of shit.
I thought that was a general kind of thing as well.
If it's vinyl,
But original Sabbath pressings.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask him.
You are going to be, look at it. Discogs probably is your best start, to be honest.
Yeah.
I reckon.
And eBay, actually, funnily enough. I mean, as long as you know your shit, then eBay's okay. Like,
Well,
of course, they've buggered around with the payment methods. They don't default by PayPal anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Messed around with the fees and that. That's what I mean. Like, if you're selling on there, apparently the fees are fucked.
Won't be surprised.
They're absolutely burning their business to the ground, I think.
Crazy.
That's a shame.
It's almost like Brexit all over again. It's like Amazon Brexit. We won't mention it. I forgot about that. He's a Spurs fan as well, this fella. Oh, man. I forgot he was a Spurs fan. We got a fellow Spurs fan here. Where did you guys finish in the league this year? Was it behind West Ham or in front? I can't remember now. I'm trying to remember.
I was ahead of West Ham, yeah.
Oh, bugger. Are you sure?
I stopped watching for a little bit. I'll be honest.
Yeah. No, I used to go to the games, but it's too expensive. Too much fucking time out of your weekend as well,
Oh, no, I enjoyed it. The new stadium's great as well, because... it's not just some recycled Olympic Park.
Yeah.
I'm not,
Is it the same location? Did they just not?
Yeah, same location, just shifted off to one side a bit. We're going to lose all our viewers talking about football. No one gives a shit about football.
I don't give a shit about football. I'm on it.
There you go. One of us don't give a shit about football.
I like rugby. Rugby to football.
By the way, when Jake does a podcast as well, if you guys are looking for someone else to have your podcast played, Jake's information is in everyone's links in the description down below. So, anyone watching this, make sure you sub up all the bands. If you guys have got any tracks you want, send Jake to play on his show. His details down there as well.
That's the email address anyway.
Yeah. Have you interviewed anyone this week, Jake, or you got any coming up?
I was supposed to have Pam and Tom, but obviously what's happened in their family from
right, I didn't realise I was talking to them. Okay. Yeah, he lost his nephew or something, didn't he? His nephew died.
So I was like,
that sucks.
Leave it for a while.
Right, yeah.
Got some of this planned, but nothing concrete.
When's the Vandr album expected then? I mean, you've got all the songs written for it. It's just a matter of...
We've got all the songs written. Like we said, we're kind of tidying stuff up, so it should be at some point over the next couple of months in reality.
Yeah.
And there's kind of all the bullshit about kind of talking to different labels and, kind of seeing what pressings we can get and all that kind of bollocks. So we're still doing some of that, but it will be at least done at some point in the next, kind of couple of months, I think. Most of the album's recorded, to be honest. Now,
I've done all my parts, so
we've got all the bulk of it. I've done all of my parts as well. All the vocals. It's little things here and there. Artwork's done. Kind of that looks, that's out there looks shit art. Kind of. It's like a depiction of like the Greek underworld. Kind of Beyond the Black River is the name of the album.
Right. Is it the River Styx or the Cockatice?
River Styx. There's like kind of
Acheron.
And there's kind of some in awe of Cerberus and all that kind of stuff.
Is it 7 rivers in Hades?
I mean, in quite a lot of cultures, it's 7 rivers actually. There's several different rivers, so they're all kind of tied into and influenced each other. Most of Western religions kind of ideas of hell generally tend to come from heavily influenced by the Greeks. They were one of the first to think of like an underworld sort of thing. They had Tartarus and kind of all those different things, kind of places of eternal punishment and damnation. Right
title,
but they kind of it's all pretty cool. Anyway, it's just like just an incredible kind of limitless supply of material. So basically, well, kind of mix it with a bit of Lovecraft and you're away, aren't you?
Talking my language, man. Talking my language. I've done like theme shows on my podcast. I've done like a Hades theme show. Talks about all the Greek characters who've been to Hades in like various stories, and all the different rivers and the fields of asphodel and all that kind of stuff down there. It's quite interesting stuff.
The Greeks were fucking brutal as well, to be honest. Their stories were fucking brutal and weird and incestuous and kind of, like just weird. Yeah, I know. Kind of, we have like kind of Norse mythology, and that's quite brutal. But fucking Greek skepticism from that thing, kind of reality.
They were pretty brutal.
Not all kind of olive leaves and kind of kind of statues. It's it's some pretty nasty stuff in there. But kind of there's a lot of that kind of influence. Kind of I'm well into my kind of ancient religions and shit. And, kind of all those.
Their gods are a lot more hands-on with the humans, though, weren't they? Especially Zeus.
A lot more kind of fucked up, aren't they, as well? Like massive, kind of, most of them are massive pricks, basically. Kind of, in these stories, did really fucking shitty things. I mean, Christian gods as well, kind of not. But,
Good thing about God of War 3 is you get to kill Zeus.
God of War. He's supposed to be Kronos, and in the God of War, he's supposed to be Kronos, and he was like one of the Titan gods, wasn't he? Who came before the
in the third one,
like Zeus, wasn't it? Yeah.
Zeus
Kronos.
Yeah, Zeus is his dad, isn't he? Isn't Kronos Zeus's dad?
Kronos
was Zeus's dad, I think. Yeah, he kept on eating his kids.
Yeah,
basically, and I think he killed his dad by cutting off. He usurped his father.
Uranus, and when they cut off his father, threw him in the sea.
Yeah,
and the Cyclops or something came out of it, and some water fairy or something came out. I can't remember what it was now, but good stuff.
And then he started, then he started Venom, didn't he? But I think that was a different Kronos. Anyway,
could have been. They're easy to mix up with each other, though.
Yeah. Anyway, which probably also let some of the other bands talk, to be honest.
Yeah, I was going to say, talking about all like mythology and Greek and Lovecraft. What do you guys sing about in Terra? Yeah, my brain is shit. Terra. Yeah.
Oh, that's a well better name. Fuck Terra.
Fuck Terra. Yeah. Terra. That was just me. That was my catchword to spark the brain up. I had to throw in a quick expletive to get the brain ticking over. Like if I throw in a quick, like a power chant kind of thing. You say fuck a few times and it helps.
It's like the next band is Fuck Terra.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds like something you'd say while stubbing your toe whilst walking onto stage or something. It's funny, really. Like the I don't purposely do not put the lyrics in the album covers. It's something I've always kind of wanted. I want people to, because the songs are so atmospheric and vague almost, I want people to imprint their own interpretations onto them. I've even gone so far as to deliberately make the vocals so there's not much enunciation on when we do the vocals. We drench them in reverb, like we're not heavy on like pronouncing anything, so it just sounds like a bit of white noise. If anything, it's the vocals are nothing but another instrument in the band. They're part of the wall of sound, and that's what we're all about. Like I said before, we're all about the noise, we're all about the live experience, and once you got the amps hitting you've just got this wash of screaming going over you. It's
mostly us.
There are lyrics to it, but they're not important. The importance is the experience that you get from listening to us. It's incredibly pretentious, but that's fine. We're incredibly pretentious.
I guess it's just not a focal point, is it? I mean, it's like
no. There's no one.
if they were going to be a focal point, then obviously we'd make a more of a point of them, and like But I mean, once it gets to a certain sort of level of extreme, it's now it's just another thing to add to the general.
Yeah, there's no one thing that is a focal point of the band. It is just.
I was going to say, you don't sort of concentrate on like singing the lyrics or whatever so much. It's just why make it like this song very similitude or whatever it is. It's hard enough to say. Why don't you just make a nice short name? Like you don't really put much effort into saying the words, enunciating the words. Why can't you just call it something easy for me to pronounce when it comes to
that's a
playing
good point actually, because the first album was actually just called 1, 2, and 3, right? So maybe we should have just stuck with that and kept going up.
Yeah. Eventually, we'll make it to 10.
Yeah, we're just like old men and getting on stage at 60. Like, this is 34.
Man, let's not get crazy. We won't get to that kind of numbers, especially with the rate we've had number of songs. 3 on the first one, 2 on the second, and we got 4 on the third.
How did that happen? Was that something you decided consciously? We're going to write really long songs. We're just like, that's how it came out. You just don't know how to end a song. Is that what it is? It's like, how do we end this? I don't know. We just start again a bit more. We'll go back to that riff again. Or is it different riffs all the way through? Is there a lot of like repetition?
There's not a lot of repetition in them. It's the music I kind of like grew up listening to, a lot of 70s prog and everything, so non-linear kind of things. And then when I got into death metal when I was in my teens, a lot of Morbid Angel, and they're like very non-linear kind of songwriting, and that just kind of got ingrained in my head. And when I eventually got into like black metal, some of like the second wave kind of stuff, it's like really kind of free form,
there was never a point where we was like number crunching and thinking, oh right, it would be really cool if we had an extra like 5 minutes onto that. It felt like they do resolve as they're meant to, if based on the pace that you start with.
It's all about the feel of it. But it's like the influence has come from like all these other bands that I've listened to, and it just seemed like a natural progression of like, well, I'm not going to write a verse chorus kind of song to it, and that sort of lends itself to a longer kind of song. They do seem to come to a natural kind of conclusion, the songs themselves. I guess it would be fun actually to like try and crack out a nice 5-minute song or something succinct.
Let's challenge ourselves. No, I think it'll happen. Once again, if it feels like it's exhausted itself, then it's time to finish it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
why.
Definitely. Yeah. We're trying to like service the song really. What feels natural for us? What can we get out of the song? If it does end up being 5 minutes, if it ends up being 20+ minutes,
interesting.
So long as we enjoy the song.
Yeah. Do you find that as you've recorded more and like jammed more together that you kind of get a better feel with each other when you think the song should finish? Or do you think you're playing and like jamming the song and like your writing has sort of changed, so you're like more on the same wavelength now or anything like that?
It's one of those kind of things, because of the nature of the length of the songs, and there's no repetition. You're very kind of focused on like the sections of everything, and it's difficult really, because whilst technically they're not the most out there kind of songs. I mean, I know what Luke's playing is some kind of bizarro kind of stuff sometimes, but no, it's very much like getting in sync with each other. It's all about the feel, I find.
I was going to say, I mean, mostly it's very much like a block of marble type thing. There's a lot of like, you know, to and fro online, and then there's the trial and error of jams or rehearsals, and then sometimes that would just change things entirely. So it's just like, once again, it's a natural progression. It will probably, you know, there's a lot of different ways, and I'm sure the other guys here as well. I don't know. I mean, I don't know much about other people's writing processes, but like, you know, there's some things that seem great on paper, and then you do it physically, or you play it live, and it just completely changes the whole, like, you know, the whole stance on that. And you're like, right, well, I guess that's going to write itself now. I mean, and that's a whole process in itself. Right.
Maybe we should ask Vandr about their how do you process, how do you get your songs together? You got any things like that where they carry on going, or because I think I've played the one song to multiple times. That was quite a long song, wasn't it? Are you kind of, do you favour the longer songs?
It's not our longest. Our longest song is about the longest song I've written. To be honest, that's not in Vandr. The longest thing I've written was an hour long, but it was like mostly white noise. There was, you know, kind of, it was a unique
like John Cage, but the other way around.
Can you actually write white noise? Is that something you can actually write?
Yeah, there's a process to it. I mean,
it's a composition thing, isn't it?
I mean, because I am still into kind of my kind of soundscaping and ambient. When it comes to the songs, I tend to kind of, and the way it worked with this album generally was kind of, you know, me and Rich mainly were the guys who came up with the musical ideas, and would kind of send them back and forth, because we were over lockdown. And then when things eased a little bit, you know, we were able to go and kind of work stuff out a little bit more. But kind of, yeah, I mean, it's all pretty organic, to be honest. You know, yeah, I guess we tend to have different, you know, kind of, everyone has slightly different. I know Rich, for example, has a different approach to writing to I do, because he comes from a very, you know, a different background technically.
I come from kind of prog and tech, really. So being a tech metal drummer, you kind of only got numbers to work with. So I went pretty far down.
And kind of, you'll see those points in our music where, you know, kind of, I think there's times when we pull against each other. Or I'm going down the horrible kind of black metal thing, and he's going down, like, pulling the tech, and it's kind of all coming together. And quite, you know, I still like, our music's quite hooky as well. But our longest song on the Vandr, I think, is the last song on the album. It's about 9 minutes long. It is the longest one. So we do have most of our stuff is over, you know, it's over 5 minutes, to be honest.
And Jokey kind of wrote most of it, and then kind of just let me do what I wanted on the bass, really, which was quite nice.
Yeah.
To a bit of a free range.
Yeah.
Do counterpoints and make it interesting, or try to.
Yeah. Trying to make it interesting, trying to make it sound, you know, kind of get what we are. But I wouldn't say there's any kind of particular. I don't know what my approach to process is. I've never really thought about it. I'm kind of very much a kind of sit there, plug the guitar in, and if something sounds fucking
just
cool.
Put minor thirds on everything.
Yeah, I do put kind of minor thirds on everything. Yeah, I want to make everything. Oh, if you want to start it a bit evil, put a fifth on there, down there.
Minor third trill.
Yeah, trills. Yeah, should we do a tapping trill here and all that kind of stuff? And this is where we'll trem pick. You know, sort of thing. So we do have some kind of those sorts of elements of like, this is where we'll do this is where we'll do that, sort of things. This is how I tend to be a person with a kind of vision of a song in my head. It's not necessarily a song when you first write it, but it could be a vision of a song of like what you want it to be about. And kind of Dale will say to him, right, kind of, who's the vocalist and writes the lyrics, and, you know, kind of we'll go over them together, and he'll be like, well, on this song to be kind of, I was thinking about it be about kind of like, you know, fucking, you know, some Mesopotamian kind of myth or you know, kind of all that sort of stuff. And he goes off and works on his thing. And the same with every guy, really. Evansy, who's the other guitarist, you know, kind of, he's the most recent addition to the band, really. He's very much kind of, he's got a different approach to playing the guitar to me, so it's kind of very different. But I also tend to take care of this, kind of the atmosphere, the synths and all that kind of stuff as well. Which and a lot of the time, actually, I'll start with that first. I'll start with the atmospheres before anything else, then go through there. And I'm not sure. Yeah. But like I said, I mean, I'll speak to Phil from Abduction. He has a completely different, kind of process, and it's all kind of part of who we are and expressing ourselves in it. So
do you like you say you talk to him do you ever like talk to other people and think, oh, that sounds like a good idea, or maybe I'll start trying to do it like that in future? Or do you think once you've got it in your head, you stick to what you use? Or would you ever get influenced by someone saying, oh, try this instead? Or do you think you just like, no, I like my process, I'm sticking with it?
I'm pretty open-minded about it, to be honest. Personally, I'm open-minded. I will try different things. I will go and be a massive weirdo and hang around in the woods to get ideas for songs and shit like that. Plus, it doesn't. It helps that they're literally behind my house.
I do that.
So it kind of like, and all that kind of stuff. I'm pretty open-minded, to be honest. When it comes in, I will try things out if people suggest it.
Yeah, I do that. Into the woods.
Yeah, who doesn't like the woods? What about you guys in Terra? In the woods?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's. I live in the countryside in just north of Cambridge, so I spend a lot of time just in wooded areas. But I think like going back to like what you were saying, like drawing influence from other things. I think personally, I've always kind of gone, you'll hear it, and it's always the way in black metal. You'll hear a band and you go, man, they're really good. I love what they're doing. Oh, they did one album in like 1995, and
they always break up after I fight them.
Or it was just like one dude. And,
it's like
they just disappeared.
I was like, oh, this is the best band ever. I was just like, oh.
So I always kind of look at it like from a Terra kind of perspective, and it's not the most kind of commercial way to go about doing things. But I just sort of go at it as like, I mean, this is what I want to hear. Like, if someone else likes it, then yeah, cool. But like, I enjoy listening to the songs. I love playing them. And that's the important thing for me. So I just kind of go, that's what I want to hear. If someone else likes it, okay, cool, brilliant. But if I know if no one else likes it, it's like, let's sod it. I like it.
I thought the whole idea is black metal was being cult. Like, you shouldn't be showing your faces. You should be, weighed up, one album only that you never tell anyone about.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. one demo that no one can ever find.
Yeah. It's I mean, we're planning to put out, like I said, because we're so cool, we're going to put our next release out on a limited edition tape release.
Yeah.
Which you'll only be able to find in kind of various different kind of, but basically you'll have to get off the band and nobody else.
And we're going to start tape machines on the merch stand as well.
You shouldn't be doing gigs either, surely. I thought gigs were out as well if you really want to be cold.
Gigs aren't very cool, are they?
Gigs.
I mean, yeah. We need to go and start please don't kill me, Rich. Kind of stop and kill me. He's the bass player. I don't want him to kill me, to be honest, stab me or anything like that. But I think you're allowed to have a bit of fun now, aren't you? Yeah, kind of.
One would hope so in black metal these days.
Yeah. I definitely think a lot of those
back in the day, no
cliches that it's so known for, that's all like things that we could pull from at any time if we want to, but I think a lot of those shackles have been pulled off long ago. You want to put corpse paint on, do it, man, but don't be angry. Like, no one's angry if you don't. It's just
I think the important thing to remember about with a lot of that kind of stuff, which was the kind of second wave kind of stuff, is these guys were kids when they did it. The guys from Emperor and all that, they were like in their mid to early teens when they did a lot of stuff. And there's a lot of this
Did everyone see that Darkthrone and Mayhem had a new track out today on the same day?
I've listened to the Darkthrone one. I was a bit pissed off. I was like, I've got a track out today, and fucking Darkthrone.
They copied you, man. That's fucking ridiculous. I can't believe that.
I didn't copy Darkthrone. They copied me. Yeah. No, I did see Darkthrone.
Write a strong letter to the Guardian, mate. I would.
Oh, the Guardian will print anything.
You can never win though. You can never win. I remember.
Mayhem. I didn't realise Mayhem had a new track out. To be honest, not really follow recent stuff.
But I saw a quote from someone like on the thing that was like, it was all right whilst I was listening to it, but forgettable. And I kind of, I did like the Darkthrone one though. I particularly like the length. It was pretty kind of meandery, but I really like the production as well, particularly on the guitars. Just like real boomy, like purposefully badly boomy, but it was just great. It's just like, Darkthrone, man, just do whatever the fuck you want. I mean, it's great.
Darkthrone are like the masters, aren't they, of making things sound like absolute shit, but it working really well. You know, they are kind of where a lot of that kind of Transylvanian hunger and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, exactly. Right? Was it like?
It's the kind of stuff that it sounds like it was recorded in a forest with a twig.
Yeah. the first album, what's it called? Which is pretty
Soulside Journey.
Soulside Journey. It's like, you know, it was recording in Sweden. Had really polished production, didn't it?
But what? I quite like that album.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's got some real like strong like death kind of vibes, right? Like the shoulder kind of quality.
Yeah, it's like they basically saw like I don't know, like how things were going to play out, and it's like, well, you know, we don't want to be part of that. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just like, and it was really well done with that in mind. I find it didn't just slip in there comfortably. It actually sounded like it, you know, it was going to progress to be, you know, like one of the cutting edge bands of doing that kind of thing, and they just could read the lay of the land and thought, no, that's not you know, that might be a bit of a mugs game, and just fuck it, we'll do what we want. Just, you know,
you guys all need to disown your first albums. I think that's the way forward. Always disown your first album.
Well, I mean,
I don't know. I'm determined to continue the memory of Pantera's first albums. I'm never going to let them go. Right?
Yeah.
You got to keep posting them, like keep them up on YouTube because they're fucking awful.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Ride My Rocket Ride My Rocket. What a track. Oh
man, that is I mean, like, so where they started and what they ended up being.
On those early albums, they got a song called Heavy Metal Rules.
Yeah. That's not cliche at all, is it?
Oh, I'll be back in a second. My cat's blowing its absolute sweet ones off.
Oh man!
I think I heard it actually. Yeah,
I did hear a meow. I did hear some meowing.
I could guarantee that everyone who's all fucking metalheads, who's probably everyone's got cats. They're like, oh, we've got to kick it off now. One's where the others. Mine's sat right there. I can guarantee Richard is probably sat right there.
Yeah, I think he's like maiming wildlife.
Oh, is he? Yeah, he's fairly brutal killer yours. Although mine is as well.
I think cats are more metal than dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for sure. Yeah.
What's your cat's name?
Yeah.
They sound like either squealing guitars or like black metal vocals.
Yeah, just get a cat and then just name it a black metal musician.
Yeah, did you see that when Metal Archives changed everyone's pictures to cats?
Yeah,
all the bands.
Yeah. Done that with my band.
Did we got changed to like a big Norwegian forest cat.
I wouldn't work with dogs, man. If it had been dogs, it would have been so funny. I'm sorry.
Was Varg not a Kittler on that as well?
Oh, was he? Oh yeah, and the Ice Earth one was behind bars. Did you see that? The Ice Earth cat was in there. Yeah, I remember that one. I think there might have been a few joke ones like that as well, but I can't remember any of the others. But yeah, that was interesting. Dear. So you guys got labels like for your new upcoming releases? Are all like self done?
Yeah. Oh, after you, man.
Oh no, seriously, you go for. I mean, we've been in contact with a couple of labels. There are some which kind of possibilities of, but kind of then the self-releasing of things. Kind of self-releasing is not that hard to do these days, is it? Kind of really. If we're not going to get stuff out on vinyl, then you kind of can pretty much do it all yourself, can't you? So. It's kind of we'll kind of take it as it comes. I mean, and I'm pretty happy to self-release. I'm also pretty happy to go with labels. It's just that plenty of us, I think, have had some really shit experiences with underground labels, particularly Rich, and so is Dale, one of the other guys.
Right,
has had some really shit experiences. So kind of you could be quite wary of kind of people stealing your music and shouting.
Yeah, that's the thing of doing it yourself. It's like you can't rip yourself off. Hopefully.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
so kind of.
You might rip the other band members off, but you can't rip yourself
being
off.
a back metal band.
Yeah. I said, what's more cool than like fucking putting it out on your own tape and like kind of. And kind of we'll set up a shit record shop which doesn't sell any records and kind of you just hang around being weirdos, but kind of I mean that's where it is, kind of more about the music than the business side of things, really.
Yeah. What about you guys in Terra? You got a label or is it your own label?
Yeah, so we're currently on Code 666, which is part of Oral Music, an Italian label. And yeah, we're just sort of waiting for them to decide it's okay to release the new album. So they're not keen to release it because can't tour it because COVID, also Brexit. That makes things fun.
Yeah,
there's two things ruining it.
Yeah.
So
any of you guys played in Europe before? I mean, does anyone know what the rules are now? Is it really fucked for British bands playing over in Europe?
I think it's the thing, isn't it? We're like it's all about just seeing what how it plays out, really, and then just trying to readjust to whatever is there. And I mean, that idea of like, we just wait around until it gets back to how it is a bit. It's a bit of a lofty idea, really, because obviously it's there are some things that can't sort of be on. And it's a matter of, like, as is the nature of the music, it's just about adapting and just trying to overcome that to do what we can, So
well, also,
I think whoever's.
No, go on, Scott.
I was just going to say, all the bands that really start to go out and try and tour this summer are going to be the ones who figure out probably the hard way how it's all going to work, right? And then we'll be the ones to learn from that, hopefully, I think. But I think there's going to be a lot of bands getting shafted just trying to figure it out, and then so the rest of us know what the fuck to do. Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Well, it's not just getting to Europe, is it? It's like going from border to border, from country to country is going to be a lot more aggro now, I should think.
I mean, we have a lot
more kind of costs involved in the merch, and merch is going to have to be declared and stuff. Yeah, it's going to be a tricky one.
Yeah. I had a good look into it because we had the opportunity to play some dates in Germany at the end of the year, and at this point in time, because of our shit government's ability to negotiate with the European Union, which kind of all that were asked for really was that we give European musicians the same kind of abilities to come over. We can't even really take our own fucking instruments at the moment, and shit like that. And and I don't know, you don't usually say backline, but kind of in it, like I said, you have to get a visa for every country you go to now. You have to go through like gazillions and gazillions of paperwork now to get through.
That's it. I mean, just it shuts the door on anyone who can't actually facilitate that kind of.
if you're doing it on a very, very tight budget, which most of us are because we're underground, kind of musicians, we're not making a great deal of money from it, then, kind of it's just shutting, like you said, it's just shut the fucking door for us for a considerable future. But we did have the opportunity. Again, Phil, a mate from Abduction, he was looking at doing some, he's had to basically cancel a couple of tours, proper European tours across Europe. And then you've got the whole, so even without the COVID thing, even without COVID, it was still really fucking hard. Yeah. So it's a bit of a nightmare. So you can't even do that thing anymore where you probably finish your date at a festival somewhere like a big European festival and do a couple of dates on the, economically it wouldn't make sense to do that anymore. You'd have to be a lot more kind of, I don't know, just be a lot more work and a lot more expensive. And I think promoters and I think labels and, kind of are going to have to start, I don't know, the only things, people that are going to be able to do that in the foreseeable future are people with considerable financial backing, I think, which is...
Yeah, I don't think labels are going to be bothered to put in tours on if they know it's going to jump through all these extra hoops, and even promoters might not even want to come over if they've got to fill out paperwork themselves.
Yeah. So, kind of, I wonder what will happen on the seed as a result. I wonder, will the English seed thrive? Will it become better? Will everything start? So, or will it become more insular? Will it become, kind of...
if it does get more insular, then there's going to be a huge pushback eventually. Maybe not now. Like every single modus operandi of everything going on at the minute is very segregational in its own way, and it's just like the nature of obviously the music, the underground music and alternative music is there's hopefully going to be some a little bit of pushback to that, and be like, well, there's ways around that. Do you know what I mean? That's not, I hope anyway.
But at least we got our sovereignty, though, hey guys? Hey, we got our sovereignty.
We can't tour. We can't go anywhere. We can't go on holiday. We've got sovereignty.
Can't even close the borders with our newfound sovereignty.
I got a new passport. I can't use it.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's the right colour, though. Look at the right side. It's the right colour passport.
I got my new one. They changed it to a black colour, like it used to be.
Yeah, I'm sure it was black anyway. They keep talking about being blue passports. I don't remember ever having a blue passport.
Mine's black.
Yeah, they're black passports, aren't they? That's fucking... Didn't even get that right. That's one of the things they keep talking about. It's like, we're going to have our blue passports back, but they're black.
I'm going to go like this. Right, it's time to get out my black metal passport.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, that's what... I don't know. We're talking about
the passport photo, and it was me of 19. I had no beard, so I can't use it.
Yeah. Fuck it. It's kind of shit, though. Like, festivals and all that kind of shit you would hope to get on. I mean, I'm assuming as well, like the UK scene, maybe you'll get better because they've got nowhere else to go, so people will pour more effort in to put on more events maybe here because there's no other option, like a few more underground like festivals and that kind of thing. But is there the money to do that anyway? You see a lot of festivals struggle, don't they? A few festivals have been cancelled, haven't they, before COVID. I'm sure there's a couple of festivals that were trying to set up and failed. Wasn't there one in Scotland, like a big black metal festival in Scotland or something that fell through? I can't remember.
It's going to be a interesting landscape once the dust is settled, because not only did we have Brexit, but of course we had COVID at the same time, which is going to have devastated the just the local scenes. The small venues, the festivals. They're often doing it for the joy of it, not the money. But they're just doing it because it's a passion project, and when they're barely hanging on by a thread doing these things, and then they just get devastated by these things. Like,
that's the thing. Like, I feel like the music's always going to be there, right? There's always going to be, idiots getting into rooms to make a load of noise. That's pretty easy. But it's like when the infrastructure for the gigs collapses, it takes a lot longer to rebuild that.
Yeah.
You know, like even if all the bands that existed now broke up, like there'd be just as many bands in 6 months' time, right? Because we'd all just form new ones with each other. But like, once of all the venues have closed, right? It's not so easy to turn that all back on. So
no, it's true.
I mean, there's going to be a time where like people will keep fighting for something that's familiar to them.
We'll just take a leaf out the rave scene.
I was just about to say Black Metal Free Party. Black Metal Free Party is what we're doing.
Black Metal Free Party. Yeah.
No, that's a good point.
Great idea.
Yeah.
One of the best ones, another one that did get which has been cancelled a couple of times now, is Dark and Safe for Cumbria, and that was kind of like in sort of like place in the woods in Cumbria, which is pretty cool. I'd quite
Metal
like
Days have cancelled as well, haven't they?
Similar around here, yeah. We're still not sure if like Bloodstock's which is for here where me and Rich are. Bloodstock is kind of like a massive, it's a massive thing. It's a massive part of like the local scene and the local economy, because it's kind of right on the doorstep. All the local promoters work there and make money from there. All the kind of merch guys go and make their money there, and all those sorts of things. When things like that start getting cancelled, has a massive widespread impact, kind of on like the whole economy of it all. And the same with the smaller venues, kind of those people who work the fucking doors, those people who do the sounds, those people. We've got a really good mate who's a sound engineer, does big gigs, but hasn't worked for a year, like basically. Just he's still waiting to find out whether he's going to be working over the summer or not. Usually over festival season, kind of that's what he makes his living basically. So it's just basically sucks, doesn't it? It's just so
Hopefully not.
We will soldier on. We will soldier on.
I mean, if some people find a way to work, then hopefully that might keep the door open in a way that we wouldn't have anticipated in it. Hopefully, and as not to be too optimistic. It's not like myself, but if something unexpected comes out of it, then it might just kick the door open and we might find a way around things, or it might just adapt. Yeah,
I think there's going to be some sort of adaptation, isn't there? Really, I mean. We don't want to be live streaming forever, do we? Because it's just
not really. No.
That's the thing. It is the whole essence of it is about the connectivity of a community, whether it's big or small. It's all the same ecology of its own sort of in its own way, isn't it? So it has to exist in the personal sense, as I find.
Yeah, it's that's the way to see. It's just fucking fingers crossed, and we're all opening up again at the moment. But if something happens and there's another lockdown, that might be the final bloody nail in the coffin, mightn't it, for a lot of places?
Maybe we just pack up and play and just set up in the middle of a Primark and just organise it.
Guerrilla black metal.
Just be there.
We're at Morrison's.
Yeah, exactly. It's like sort of like pet shop car park, Just be there. It will last for about 10 minutes.
What about online? There'll be a lot of online gigs during the lockdown. Did any of you guys get involved in any online gigs? It's not the same, but it's kind of like keeping it alive slightly.
We tried to coordinate it, but it's sort of difficult to get together whilst you're isolating yourselves. Really, try not to get each other sick. We certainly discussed it, but it ultimately never materialized. I think one of the big kind of stumbling blocks was where we practice has got basically no internet. You certainly wouldn't want to live stream from there. But it's like being. I think now probably it'd be a bit easier because you got those self tests that you can do. But at the time, when we were in the thick of it, and it seemed like a good idea to do it, there was no real way without spending a whole bunch of money to get tested to actually do it.
Yeah.
No,
So I was going to say, guys, I'm going to have to love you and leave you. I'm kind of going to have to go and sort out, sort out my daughters and get them ready for bed.
Oh, okay, no worries, mate.
Thing of all time.
Oh,
but
yeah,
no,
I've done the same thing, mate. To be fair,
right, yes, but it's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Well, if you want to pop back, we might still be on later. It depends what time you get done. But yeah,
okay, mate.
Depends how everyone wants to fuck off. But yeah, cheers for coming on. Hopefully come on another time in the future as well. Let us know.
Yeah, well, I hope to see you all out there in the sort of flesh puppet form. You know.
Yeah.
See you later, guys. Thank you.
See you, mate.
Cool. All right, I'll let you guys chat amongst yourselves for a bit. I've got to go and get another beer. So, if you guys, I'll give you a subject if you want to get to carry on with. No, I'm sure you'll manage.
Well, any new?
I was going to say about kind of slightly different for us with the kind of live stream things. I think we're quite lucky because we haven't done it ourselves, but a couple of people we know have and are going to. Because one of our local rehearsal spaces in studios is literally set up a space now specifically for live streaming, because that's where because of one of the ways that people are going to be doing it for a bit. And a couple Abduction did a live stream from the living room. How do you say Pat's band's name again? He told us yesterday.
Entree instead.
They're going to be doing one in a couple of weeks. We've considered it, haven't we? To be fair,
next month, the Griffin here in Bristol are going to be doing live stream gigs from the pub. So.
Do you run the Griffin? Yeah.
Yeah, my mate John owns the Griffin. Yeah,
I've played there a few times.
Oh, awesome!
With various different bands. I used to play for Oblivionized. If you know those guys.
Yeah. I saw that. And
I thought I recognised you. Yeah.
I get around. I used to play in Metastasis as well.
I was just like this. Wait. When you said Oblivion, I was just like, yeah. I
the last time I saw Oblivionized, they've gone down to a 2-piece.
Yeah, they kind of went all kind of punky, wasn't it? They kind of went punky.
The guy with the dreads. Was he the guy with long dreads doing singing and the guitar? Was it Rushy? Rushy wasn't drumming then, was he? Rushy started off drumming with Evenized, I think. Or...
Yeah, I joined after Rushy left.
Yeah. When I first saw Oblivion, I was at the Griffin. That was like 2012 or something.
Does anyone touch with Rushy? What the hell was he doing nowadays? Does anyone know what Rushy's doing nowadays?
He's chefing, I think.
Yeah.
Because Human Cole was on tour with you that year, yeah. Human Cole played that same gig. And Jeff was in Oblivion at the time, Jeff Bradley.
Yeah, so we've ended up playing a gig together.
Yeah.
Random. Yeah, I think, he's just chefing. He bought my old Axis longboards off me. It was really random. I sold them on eBay, not knowing who it was, and then he was like, "Is your eBay handle such and such?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I've just bought your longboards." I was like, okay.
Right.
Yeah. Random.
I had to turn my fan on. It was getting a bit hot in here. I hate.
We've got another drummer in the chat.
Oh, mate, you're in the wrong part of the gig. Move back. Yeah.
I like.
What's that like?
I haven't played drums in any bands yet, so.
I'll say to the drummer, he's gone now. The drummer of Terra, when you're doing like 20-minute blinking long songs, is it like is it worse when you don't get such like a break like every 3 or 4 minutes? It's like
it depends, doesn't it? If it's like relentless blast beats and double kick, you're in a bit of trouble. But
I try and tell him every album we record. Actually, You sure you want to be playing that there, Luke?
That's happened a couple of times with us as well. Yeah,
he'll just like generally slowly get undressed during a gig. So
as he overheats.
Yeah, it's it's funny really because like Luke's come from such a death metal kind of background. Proper old school kind of death metal, And then, like, being one of the only metal drummers in Cambridge, I eventually wore him down and got him playing in the band. I think it was a bit of a shock to the system initially.
Yeah, it's why drummers don't like charge to be in bands. Like, you know, give us like 50 quid a gig or whatever. They're kind of like gold dust. If drummers, this is like no offense to ex-drummers who don't play bass. If drummers had the sense that, you know, they allegedly don't have, they would like start charging people. Yeah, I'll be in your band. Yeah, 20 quid a practice, 50 quid a gig.
I remember watching Rich. I can't remember who it was. Probably Lord Ron. Watching with Lord Ron actually at the Old Bell in Derby. And I came and stood outside afterwards, and it was like pissing down with rain or something. And you could literally just see the heat like coming off you, like, you know, kind of like just evaporating.
Dare I say that, like, when I became a professional drummer, which I still am to a certain degree, I run kind of youth projects now, and the drumming is a part of that. But that's when I kind of had to start charging. And what I found about like high level death metal is you have to be so good to be able to do it, and it takes ages, and you can't transfer those skills really to any other style of music, not in the same way. And like, it's definitely the hardest style of drumming to do physically. And you know, when you're doing really hard time signatures and it's mega fast, it's just
it's played death metal on the radio in UK as I assume it is done here.
They hardly play bloody rock music
on the radio, to be honest.
If you want to hear death metal, check out my podcast. Link is down below. Check out Jake's podcast. Link is down below. So he plays death metal as well. But yeah, mainly it's podcasts in the UK. You know, there's no terrestrial
thrash metal.
Yeah.
Black metal.
That was a bit of fun. It's surprising, really. Like, no one hasn't all like chipped in and fucking
deathcore. My so there you go.
The metal radio we do have is all kind of commercial crap, isn't it? Really, as far as I'm aware. And I don't ever listen to it, but I always assume it's going to be like Kerrang Band of the Month and like, you know, big record label, like, you know, bands. I was surprised no one's like chipped in and like, I don't know, got some money together and made a proper radio station, get some FM band or something on the end of the bloody frequency. It's so expensive though, isn't it?
Well, I wouldn't be suited for like that sort of like radio stations you hear when you're in your car, because I swear.
Yeah. I used to do pirate radio. That's when I started doing that pirate radio years ago. It was like medium wave.
Pirate radio these days is it's online. It's not on your.
It's not pirate anymore, is it? Really, it was online. It's legal. It's okay. But yeah, other than maybe not paying royalties, maybe I don't know where it deals with that. But
podcast on a well-known radio station is like, no, you can't play that. Or you can't play that. Can't play that.
Yeah.
My podcast, I'll play what the fuck I want, and you can't play it. Well, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Podcasts are kind of a bit of a grey area, isn't it? I'm not too sure the blinking.
Hey, I see what you did there.
Yeah, true, yeah. But like, I always get they send you promos all the time to play. So it's like, well, you must be okay with me playing it then. So I just got to play it, and it's like, I don't know what the fucking rules are with royalties and shit. I don't fucking know. Anyway, let's move on quickly. Why have I mentioned this?
Move on, damn it.
Crash on. Yeah.
Any new CDs or vinyl?
No, I don't really buy much anymore because I get so many fucking promos. I've kind of when I do my podcast, I kind of like sort all the promos out. Today I was working on opening up all the promo packs I've been sent, getting tracks out, putting them into folders for shows. I've gone all the way up to the end of October, and I've still got a fucking massive folder full of files. It's like, shit, I need to start like vetting the bands more or something like that. Like, because if I keep getting promos all the time, it's like, fuck, I'm not going to be this at the rate I'm going. I'm going to be like into next year before like, and there's still loads more promos coming. I think I need to just cut down to one track per band. I was doing like two
this afternoon.
What was that?
I got a package in this afternoon.
Got some new CDs?
Yeah, it's coffee mulch.
Let me put you on full screen, mate. Hold on, give me a second.
I'll keep it. Coffee mulch.
Coffee mulch?
Yeah, from Glasgow.
Okay, cool.
So debut EP.
Cool.
It's very yeah, well, I used the HM2 power, so you can say HM2 Death Metal.
Right.
It's Death Doom, so very.
Just the one? Is that what you got? Just the one?
Well, they put the same CD, but in this one, so they just gave me the CD twice.
Okay, it's interesting.
So if I lose one,
you can't look a gift CD in the mouth, I suppose.
Like, I just looked, I thought, oh, wait, where's the... Oh, there it is with the cover.
What about the rest of you guys? You guys all still buy music, or is it all like online now, Bandcamp and stuff like that, and like streaming on Spotify? I mean, what are the kids doing nowadays?
I buy music, mainly from my mates and underground bands. You kind of want to support the underground scene, haven't you, really? I tend to have seem to have a lot of tapes, basically cassette tapes.
Yeah. Have you got a cassette player?
Yeah. And kind of tapes and merch, basically. The last album I bought was one of the bigger albums, Nink Harsang. It was really, really fucking good album, to be honest. Really, really good, actually. I do recommend that one. Quite like kind of classic golden era of the second wave, kind of like very, very dissection kind of, but really fucking good. That's the last thing I bought. But yeah, kind of, I stuff streaming as well. It's just so readily available now, isn't it? As well, that's the thing. I do think there is some magic. So I've bought a couple of things recently where I bought it just on the cover, and you kind of like, I do like doing that, where you can kind of look at the cover and be like, what the fuck's that? Kind of, that looks interesting. I'm gonna try that.
I definitely missed that whole thing, like browsing. That whole kind of browsing mentality of like exactly what you said, picking stuff just because it's like, the fuck is this? Just something grabs you in it.
On your news feed. I saw Mad Chicken. Has anybody heard Mad Chicken?
Mad Chicken.
Chicken of the Grave is the album. Check it out.
That's how I find most of the bands I like. I just find them by complete accident. I just look at it and go, that looks interesting.
There's a chicken on there. I'll listen.
Like,
there's a band I was playing the other day. It was all to do with frogs. They were like, I don't know if it's this chicken, like this anthropomorphic Frog Lord. I played him on my show the other day.
I croaked to death.
Yeah, doing sludge metal band from Bristol. They're from your neck of the woods, mate. Yeah. Amphibium Ascending is the name of their album. The Frog Lord Cometh is the first EP. Dungeon of the Frog Lord is the single.
Dungeon of the Frog. Right, I'm going to check this.
Does it have actual frog music on it? Does it actually have?
I played one track. I can't remember what it was. I think it was because I was doing
So there's like Hate. But I was going to say Hate Beak with their with
the parrot.
Vengeance. And
have you heard that? Is it Animal School Bus or something? Animal School Bus. Something like that. There's a grind band, like there's a guy, I can't remember what band he's originally, but he's got like a band with his 7-year-old daughter who's doing the vocals. And it's called like something like Animal School Bus or something like that. And she's like, it's got songs like in the 80s, everyone had what's that fucking hairstyle? I can't remember what they're called now. So something like that, what's the fucking stupid hairstyle I used to have? But no, they're freaking like long back and
the mullet.
Yeah. I think there's some titles like in the 80s, everyone used to have mullets or something like that. And like I've seen some pop star or something like that. And it was like, she's not a bad singer though, but it's just like there's a lot of those quirky kind of bands like that. That whole band that was based around Homer Simpson's neighbour. What was that?
Ned Flanders,
Ned Flanders band, wasn't they? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've heard them. Yeah,
where they all dressed up as Ned Flanders.
Ned
Flanders. Yeah, I have heard.
Oakley, that's right, right.
They did that split, didn't they? What was the other band? The one with the dog vocalist.
K9.
K9 vocalist.
Because at the end of one Simpsons episode, you see Oakley Dokley play at the end, playing White Wine Spritzer. It's fucking
really? Well, the actual band actually starring a Simpsons episode.
Well, they're at the end of the episode when the credits are playing, and they just.
Oh wow! I didn't know that.
I checked out the song way before I even found that out, and I just sort of said, "Holy shit!" And I go like, "White Wine Spritzer."
Oh man. That's
actually not
interesting.
that bad. They did play Bristol, but I missed them.
Yeah, there's some interesting takes on stuff. Like you say, heavy metal's not so serious as it used to be.
Yeah, there's like Grime Mother as well or something. Yeah, there's the old someone's
an old lady singer, isn't it? It's an old lady singer.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it, but Rich, you did have, you know, some funny side projects at one point, kind of.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Are they secret? Come on, the cat's out of the bag now. You best might as well get on with telling us.
I decided to just do a load of joke songs. One was a song called "Santa Got Slayed."
All right.
Very bad. Which was about Santa coming and nicking all the booze and eating all the food and getting shot out of the sky with a rocket. And then there was a band about neighbours called the Paul Robinson Master Plan, which was sang about Harold Bishop and his fat fingers and things. I think I should stop talking now. Many silly.
Yeah.
Wasn't there some maybe Italian metal band that did something with like Christopher Lee as well?
Yeah. I've got the album. Yeah. That was a serious album. It was like Christopher Lee.
Yeah,
there was more narrating and singing.
Well,
because Charlemagne, was it like Charlemagne?
Yeah, he did the album Charlemagne, and then he did a second. I heard the first one.
He did the stuff with Rhapsody first.
That was
right?
it. I think it was Rhapsody.
That was his first like foray into metal, and then he was like, "Oh, I quite like the sound of this."
In his 90s, man, that's top respect.
What a phenomenal voice. I shed the blood of the Saxon men.
Yeah. He started off doing like rock Christmas carols, didn't he? His first couple of singles were like, kind of heavy metal Christmas carols. They were quite good though. I used to play them on my show every Christmas. You know, it's like, yeah, that's to be done.
I was always a metalhead. I just didn't know it.
Yeah.
Something like that. It's like, why did I not meet this man before he passed away?
Yeah. Did he do the voices for the Man of War re-recording of their first album? Was it Christopher Lee who did the voices for that? I had a feeling he might have done, because they had Orson Welles, didn't they, on their first album originally, doing the narration.
One of them, yeah.
Yeah, and I think they re-recorded it a few years back. I think
I've actually managed to find a picture of Manowar with Orson Welles. There's like this old picture of Orson Welles getting ready to record it or something.
Oh, cool.
I was just like, metal band, guy who did Kane.
Yeah, it's different.
How these two are going to work together, I don't fucking know. It obviously worked.
Well, yeah, it was good, pretty good track. Quite like that old stuff.
I'll probably just listen to that track with just Orson Welles on it. I'll be it.
I'm just trying to think of any more like crazy bands. Like, yeah, I've mentioned the one before about the Subjugate You by Robots, where it's like a human singer and a robot guitarist and a robot drummer. Like literally the programmed automatons kind of thing, and the idea is that he's their slave. So they all will come on all like I don't know, with chains and shit and do the singing, whilst the guitar bot is just weird, crazy stuff. But you've got the imagination and the money, I suppose.
Yeah, crazy stuff.
I know that this has probably been discussed already, but what did everyone think to the new Cannibal Corpse album?
I really liked it. Yeah.
I'm not even listening to it, man.
No, I really enjoyed it because I was like, everyone's been ranting and raving about it, and I like Cannibal Corpse. They got me into death metal, so I'm gonna have a listen.
Yeah.
It's just like, fuck it, this is.
They don't normally play any shit, do they?
It's really heavy.
Really heavy.
They haven't really fucked up, have they, Cannibal Corpse? I can't think of there being like a lot of the bands like along the way. There's always been one or two. That was a bit shit. Like, what was you doing? What was you thinking there, kind of thing? Most bands, but I don't remember if Cannibal Corpse ever had that period where people were like, "This is a bit now." I think they always done pretty well. I remember when I don't buy that much music now because I've got so many fucking promos. I don't get time to listen to anything but my bloody old show when I'm putting it together and that kind of thing. And but when I last bought Cannibal, I don't really sure what album it was, but I was like, I buy Cannibal Corpse. I thought this is fucking awesome. Still, I was really impressed with the one. I can't remember, it was the fucking the Retched Spawn or something. I can't remember what one it was. Yeah. And I was like, these guys are still fucking firing on all cylinders, man.
Yeah.
So I was thinking to myself, and I'm assuming it's the same with this new
one.
one.
It sounded really fresh, and I was surprised that obviously they got Eric Rutan in.
Yeah, everyone's hands on the new one.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's reinvigorated, giving them some life, hasn't it?
Didn't one of them go to prison or something? One of the other members was it from Cannibal Corpse? Didn't one of them do some time?
Brian went a bit nuts, and and
doing time. He's not actually doing time in prison. He's just
okay
on some sort of
probation. Basically, he was sectioned, wasn't he? Basically,
right.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he. I think he that's it. He broke into one of his neighbours' houses.
Broke into his neighbour's house, wielding like a
kind of threatened them with weapons, and then kind of set fire to his own house, and it was full of explosives.
Cool, blimey!
I met the
you actually do. The way you're saying it so casually, you know, he broke into his neighbours. Set fire to his house was full of explosives. Like you said, the most natural thing in the world, the way you describe it.
Yeah, well, to be fair, mate, he didn't actually kill anybody. I listened to Emperor and kind of.
There's a band called Goat Lord.
People have very, very dodgy. Who've done very, very dodgy things.
Yeah.
Not that I'm minimising that at all, but it's kind of sad what happened to Patrick Ryan. I think he did genuinely kind of have some issues that actually I think he had kind of reading somewhere that he had some serious meth issues or something like that.
Oh God.
I got a picture with Pat on the Cannibal Corpse holiday in 2018 with Black Dahlia murder, so it was way before any of that shit happened.
Yeah.
So I was like, looking back at the picture, I was like,
maybe that's like tour life.
Done that.
Maybe tour life. You get tired and you want something to take the edge off, or to give you a bit of energy, or something like that.
Yeah. Well, then you could be the other end of it is kind of corpse grinder. The corpse grinder is like Mr. Pictures of him holding big teddies and stuff like that, isn't he?
He's supposedly an expert at the claw machines.
The claw machine, yeah.
He wins loads of teddies and then donates them to.
After the ice, my battery is going to die in a second. So I might go off.
Mate.
There's quite a lot of memes knocking around of after the Ice Earth thing. Don't the Ice Earth be corpse grinder. Of him doing a more wholesome thing.
And Corpse Grinder has 2 World of Warcraft tattoos on him as well. So
he's a big.
Loves that game.
Big into the Horde, isn't he? I saying.
Yeah, the Horde.
Yeah.
Loves that game because he couldn't stop talking about it on the bloody Cannibal Corpse documentary they did Centuries of Torment. They're talking about it.
Yeah, cool.
Never really imagined that from him.
He's such a dude, though. He's so much better, also for me, than Chris Barnes as well. That I almost wish they would go back and re-record the original albums, the early albums. This is my full-on controversial. Honestly. Barnes is like a trash vocalist, for me, especially when you put him up against Corpse Grinder.
Yeah, I mean, is kind of the screams and all that kind of stuff. He just hasn't got any of the rage. And if you're a member of any of the kind of Facebook groups, it comes up about 4 times a day.
His screams weren't particularly good. His screams. Yeah, Chris Bonds' vocals weren't particularly good.
No, I think that's probably a fair statement.
And he was just too much into his
too
much into his pot, and he old Chris Barnes.
Oh yeah, I saw one interview of him on YouTube. I don't know when he filmed it, but he was rolling a joint.
Fair enough.
Oh,
he likes what he likes, I suppose.
Classic fucking.
Well, he's gone to 6 Feet Under now, which is basically like a joke version of Cannibal Corpse. Dare I say that? Not trying to.
I listened to one album by them, and they were just so slow and boring. It was like, oh god.
Album of 6 Feet Under. I've only heard the odd song.
I mean, they
I remember one album,
stuff, didn't they? Which was a bit of a sellout. I think some people would have said doing like AC/DC covers and things.
Well, that was the thing, right? Because they did, as far as I remember, anyway. They'd probably done other stuff, but they did like one album of their own stuff, which was like like slow, but not. It was still missing that kind of quality that any good like sludgy stuff has. And then they did Graveyard Classics, and then I seem to remember them actually just doing a whole AC/DC album, like the whole album. And that's just like they
did Graveyard Classics because they did fucking what was it, TNT, and they done War Machine by
Broke on the Water.
Broke on the Water. And
but like you say, when something's just kind of jokey, it's just like, well, no one's putting this on this pedestal of like serious artistic merit. It's just like whatever, just makes some.
It's just something.
Make some loud noises, but
something you did. Just don't talk about it anymore. It's there.
Did you guys ever listen to Monstrosity, like Corpse Grinder's first band?
Oh yeah,
I think it was his first band anyway. But they were good. They were good fucking Freudian death metal and themselves.
Yeah, I managed to find like early footage of them playing a gig back in like '92 or something, and it was in this bar and they couldn't move the stalls or anything because they wanted people to mosh. And then he got told by the manager of the building, "Oh, can't move the stalls, can't have a mosh pit." He's like, "No mosh pit, fuck." But when the song starts kicking in, he's literally when he does his windmill, it's just so fucking fast. It's like, what the fuck?
That guy's neck is mental.
It's just gotten bigger and bigger.
It's like, I swear his neck is bigger than my torso.
I think his neck's bigger than my belly. It's just like, and at some point it's just gonna, when he windmills again, it's just gonna go.
He's just gonna start enveloping people.
He seems like a really nice guy as well, Corpse Grinder.
Yeah, I didn't get the chat with him after the gig, but I got the chat with Paul, Pat, and Alex. Alex Webster was the main one I wanted to meet, and Gray's gone for some stupid reason. Alex was the main one I wanted to meet, so that made my fucking evening.
Yeah, I think Alex Webster's my favourite.
Yeah, he's my favourite member of the band. He's the one who came up with the band name. If you watch the documentary, it's like, I want to know who came up with that name, and he goes, I came up with the name. And I was like, the bass player came up with a cool name. Sweet.
Stranger things have happened. It's like just another absolute monster player as well. The ferocity of his playing as well.
Yeah, I can't play like that.
His side projects are excellent as well. What's the one he does with Hans Grossman? I don't know.
Can we talk about Corpse Grinder still?
No, we're talking about Alex Webster.
That was my DJ name. I was talking about the Pirate Radio earlier on. My name was DJ Corpse Grinder when I actually did that. But that was from the Massacre song. I think that was before I knew about it. Yeah, the Massacre. That was, yeah, great song, that one. I wonder if that's where he got Corpse Grinder from himself. So
Blotted Science, if you get a chance. And anybody heard them?
Blotted Science?
Yeah, that's Alex Webster's side project.
Okay, cool.
I've listened to them and I didn't even realise it was Alex Webster.
I can play bass, but not as good as him. So there you go.
I'm a big fan of the fingers. You see, I believe a bass should be played with fingers.
Yeah,
and he is about like the best metal bass player.
I tried learning bloody hammer smash face on the bass. It's like, nope, can't do it.
I'm always a fan of a talented bass player. That's like why I always get people in on bass who are better at guitar than me, like Scuzz. Scuzz is much better guitar player than me. So I just got him playing bass.
So you can play bass, so you don't embarrass me by playing better guitar. Is that what it's about?
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, I don't play. I sang really badly in my band, but a couple of bass players. This guy from Unfathomable Ruination. I can't remember. Oh, he's pretty good from what I thought. Seeing him play. Think so, yeah. I'm sure he fucking play. And also Tom from
Twitch of the
Death Nerve.
Yeah. He's a personal friend of ours, actually.
Yeah.
I still,
like you say, a complete beast, man.
Yeah, I know them from they were like fucking kids, like kind of kids. Like when they first come up from Wiz Beach to London, I did an interview with their first band, Cheesecake Warriors, and I was called them flouncy hair and cunty hair. I was calling them I don't know why he came out like I think it was cunty hair and flouncy hair. I can't remember now. Just because there's two different Toms, so I had to have a way to remember them.
Yeah, Tom like will often like just do like sound for us when we play in Cambridge as well.
All right, what bass is Tom?
Yeah. But it's like Twitch are doing a show in Cambridge actually. When is that, Scuzz? Actually,
it's I don't know the date, but I know it's like the first weekend after the June 21st. That restriction easing target that they're going for. So it's like it's an aggressive date to pick. But
is everyone going? Doing this. Is everyone getting stabbed in the arm or whatever?
Hey, for the vaccine, you mean?
Jabs, yeah.
I had my second one today, guys. I've got my
second one today. You don't look as old. You don't look that old, mate. How old are you?
I'm 42, bro. 42, I am.
I've only had one. I'm bloody 51. I've only had one blinky jab so far. But they kind of
in Derbyshire.
Maybe you got less people up there or so. London's a bit jam, isn't it? I suppose.
Yeah.
I'm getting my first one next week.
You're getting. I thought your age group was going to be allowed to fall away.
Brutal.
Your age group's a bunch of feckless assholes anyway. We don't need them anymore.
Cool, now I'm going to get vaccinated. I don't need to fucking wait anymore.
Honestly, the worst thing about it is, I waited in the line for an hour and I got my vaccine. I didn't get a sticker though.
No, or a lollipop. It's fucking
you
ridiculous.
Got a sticker. I didn't get a bloody sticker.
I never got a sticker.
I was really excited about it as well. I felt like
when he got his first, he put his sticker on his vaccine little card. He's like, you're supposed to wear it, not put it on the card.
So is that only when you get the second vaccine? Is that only when you get the second one? Does it say I'm fully vaccinated or something like that?
It does, yeah.
I've got my COVID vaccine. The other one, fully vaccinated.
Is that the one that's got the tracking thing inside it? That sticker? Is that how they track you? Is it got all the circuitry inside so the CIA know where you are at all times?
I did love the there was a thing I saw where the nutjobby kind of conspiracy kind of people were going, look at the chip they're putting in you, and it was the boss metal zone or whatever the what is it? The Gothenburg kind of pedal.
Yeah, HM2. Yeah, you're right.
The HM2. It was just a circuit for the HM2, and then that's what they're putting in you. It's like, holy shit! Yeah, I want a HM2 in my arm.
HM2 implants. Yeah, one please.
Just I need to play better death metal. Jab me. Cool.
hit me with that good stuff.
Just get home and be like this. Side effects are cooking in, but I must write this album.
Yeah. What is all that about? Does everyone want to go down the fucking conspiracy theory rabbit hole? Any of you guys got any personal favourite conspiracy theories?
Shit just happens, doesn't it? It's people are way too eager to look into fucking conspiracy theories because people are scared that bad shit just happens. It's the way of the world. Stuff just happens. You have no control over it. And a conspiracy theory is a way of people sort of almost clutching for control over kind of things. They don't want to admit that, you don't have control over the ways of the world and in fact the universe. It's scary, but it's like I believe it's a way for people to kind of be able to
some focus or something like that, or some kind of kind of like personal kind of mission or something. You know, I don't know, maybe.
And you know, everyone is so connected these days that you're bombarded by bloody information. So yeah, you can see why some people do go off on the deep end.
I think you can start gradual, and I think like, you hear something and it puts a little nugget in your brain, and then you start getting sent other stuff about it, and because you're already slightly focused towards it, you get a little bit more, and it just grows and grows and grows until you stop fucking looking at other stuff, which is like makes sense, and you're so far down that rabbit hole that you're like, I know this is, that's the narrative they're trying to tell you is the truth, but I know what the truth is now. It's scary.
On the flip side, it's great because it's really like the insanity that has happened, I'd say, since about 2016. You know, just plucking that date out the air, I wouldn't know why I'm picking that date in particular. And it's really made me kind of step back and read a lot more. Just like step back away from the internet.
Read to be informed, you mean? To be informed.
No, just read. You know, books. You know, it's like there's too much information almost sometimes, and like whether it's proper
fake or real, it's like
the fake news kind of bollocks.
Yeah. There's just so much people with agendas trying to, say shit nowadays. You don't know what to fucking believe half the time. It's just, shocking. Don't believe anything.
Got to take everything with a pinch of salt. It's very much one of. I mean, like I said, I've very much stepped away from social media. So my people are probably doing things a little bit differently online these days. You'd certainly get people kind of going, look at this ridiculous thing that's happening, how can they get away with it? And you just kind of go, well, that doesn't seem real, I'm just gonna quickly look that up, and you go, oh no, that's obviously not real. If that person had spent about 2 seconds just like entering that into Google or whatever your favorite search engine is.
Too many people don't look up this stuff though. Too many people like they don't know why they're not geared to it, or they think what they see online is real, or they trust sources without checking the sources. It's like my girlfriend was looking at this anti-vax kind of stuff because she's into tarot and stuff like that, and somehow there's some kind of like Venn diagram. There's a little sliver where they intersect, and there's someone else. So she read this, looking at this, and so many people on there saying, she's like, oh. When she started looking at it, and she's going, look at this. Are you anything in this? And I said, no, I doubt it. And she was showing this picture, everyone's fucking thumbsing it up and giving it love hearts and all that. I looked at it, it was just literally something that someone easily could have knocked up on anything. No source, no fucking links at all to this information that they was written down. And it was like, well, how was anyone fucking looking at this and getting any belief in this when there's absolutely no fucking source, no verification? It was just a bit of numbers on a chart that could easily be knocked up by anybody on fucking any word program or whatever like that. And there's like thousands of people literally going, see, we knew. They won't tell you about this, will they? This is the stuff they don't want you to know, and all that kind of shit. And it was just like, literally, it's like there's no fucking source on there at all. How are you believing this? But you don't go on there and say, why are you believing this? Because there's no fucking point. Because once people have got it in their head, you can't stop them. Yeah,
you're just screaming into the void, and like that creates its own kind of issues in itself, really.
Flat earthers going on. It's just like,
yeah. I kind of want to go to Speaker's Corner and and say Cthulhu is coming. The stars are almost right. I want to get there, if everyone's into doing a bit of that, I'll be up for that for a laugh. Be the
Cthulhu,
the prophet of Cthulhu. Yeah, Cthulhu is coming. I don't know what policies is he
some very atmospheric death doom.
Yeah.
Like atmospheric black metal. That'd be better.
Accept Cthulhu now, so you can be amongst the first to die. That kind of thing.
Cthulhu is coming. And then we're just dead at the end of the gig.
That's basically Portal, isn't it?
That is Portal. Hi, great guests. Hello.
Hey, it's my mate in Colorado.
With 2 YouTubers.
Yeah. Hi, Sharon.
Hi.
Oh dear. So what about you guys have all got like a first gig in ages coming up, but what's going on beyond that? Have you guys got any gigs beyond that already sorted, or is it just like we'll see what these first gigs are going to be like, and hopefully there'll be more?
Yeah, certainly with us, we're sort of seeing what the lay of the land is, really. I mean, we spoke earlier about certainly Europe, in that who the hell knows what's going on in there. But certainly in the UK, we just need to see who's still around, what venues that we've played at in the past still exist.
There's really an art process, isn't it?
Yeah, it's admittedly we haven't been that kind of proactive, because for the longest time it seemed like, you could book a gig and then it would just like disappear into next year. You certainly have seen that with a lot of the festivals.
This gig that we've got coming up, like a lot of the festivals are just delaying by a year or 2 years, but this gig that we have coming up when was that originally booked? Like October or something, and he just the guy just kept pushing it back because the rules kept changing, and fair enough. And he got to that point where he was just like, look, when we can do it, I'll do it, and that's
and contributed to the hesitancy on our part, and I'm sure that's going to bite us in the arse, really, but
in the arse.
It's not worth going like full pelt and booking loads of shit when you've got no idea it might all get pulled back again. So
you're ready to like go to the gig, and then you see on Facebook, oh, it's been cancelled because of COVID. And I go wait for an hour trying to go back. Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, we just don't know. The landscape has been sitting there unobserved basically for a year or more, and we just don't know what's there anymore. Maybe we do need to like start taking that kind of free party kind of stance that we talked about earlier. We just all club together, get a big fuck off PA, and just like play obscene music until the police turn up.
Yeah, there used to be a lot of squat parties, like where I lived, because they was building like an extension to the M, whatever it was, and there were always these houses that were about to get knocked down when they got round to it. And there's always squat parties every weekend. And there would always be like some bands playing. There was a band called Head on a Stick that played a lot, and there was a thrash band actually played one once as well. I was kind of like, I don't know what I would take them, but I enjoyed that night, and it was like, cool stuff. But yeah, we'll start doing that again if like the venues are all closed.
I mean, it could happen, like given the incumbent government's or culture. That's always going to drive stuff underground, and we are a genre that is underground anyway. So we can just like burrow further under and just start playing in fields in the middle of the bloody fens.
But
guys, my internet's kicking in and out here, so I'm going to take this opportunity to bow out. But this has been real fun. Like, thanks for having us on.
No worries, man. No worries.
Nice to meet you, bro.
Yeah, I hope to keep catching you guys. Some of you guys, in real life.
Well, like say,
cool, right?
it's kind of like it's kind of And if you want to ever come back on here, it's kind of like kind of like free and easy. If you want to just come in one Friday and there's like not many people in, I'll send you a link and you can pop in if you want. Anyone. You know?
Cool, man. Yeah.
All good. I can't remember what I was going to say. That's what I was going to fucking talk about as well. I fucking forgot what it was now.
Oh, sorry, man. Well,
no worries, that's my brain fucking being shit. I mentioned the squat pie, didn't I? Yeah, I remember I mentioned the squat pie. This guy here, Kenneth, he's I'm doing an interview with his band tomorrow. Evilon. They've done a hangout of us one Friday as well. And this is the kind of, he's here now, so I've put the link in the chat if he wants to come in and join us. He's more than welcome to.
I'm going to play their music on my podcast, probably like a folk metal one.
Yeah, the link's down below, by the way, for the bands. If you want to sub up the bands, the link's down below. Make sure you go and sub them up. Make sure you go and follow Jake's pages as well.
Yeah, you're going to watch me talk to a lot of metalheads.
Yeah, you did lots of interviews as well, didn't you? You do quite a lot of interviews. I've done interviews. Like the last 3 weeks, my interviews have all fallen through. It's like, just for one reason or another, but sort of getting back onto it now, so it's cool. It's good. Yeah. I was guys. I've actually just when I sort of disappeared for a minute there, and like you were probably all scared. Oh, where's Gray gone? Oh no, what are we doing about Gray? You probably were laughing, but
I thought it was going to cut out. The live stream was going to cut out. I was like, shit, the host ain't here.
Yeah. No, I was downloading that Vandr's Unto Muspelheim. I was downloading it so I could play it, and everything went kaput. So I was like, "Oh, what happened there? You messed up. You messed up my computer, mate." No, I think it was the dodgy site I was downloading from.
Oh, you cracked your computer up.
Yeah.
Why you always do this to me?
I've got the Terra track to play as well at one point. The I can't say it. Verisimilitude. That's and you don't even bother to say that in the song, so I'm just going to go.
That was a fucking
just like, just scream and then you just pretend that you said it.
The next one is cool.
It's
what's extreme noise terror. Was it murder? Flipping mouse, soon over here. Shut out your road. Shut out your ass.
It's not even a lyric in because that is the thing. Like you must say the song title in the song, but it's not actually a lyric in the song. It's more of a description of what the song is about, which is more generous than I normally am.
Okay, is it very similitude something to do with adding truth to the statement or something like that, or adding credence, some kind of word meaning like that?
It's more like the illusion of being truthful.
Right.
Yeah, it's incredibly like as with most of the stuff I write, really long songs, incredibly pretentious. So
it sounds to me like you're kind of like being self-deprecating a bit there. Keep calling yourself pretentious. Is that because you're worried that people think you're pretentious, so you keep saying it yourself to stop people from thinking?
Oh no, I've grown up listening to prog my entire life, so I am fully aware of how pretentious it is. I think I've probably spent about 3 years trying to get this band going, just because everyone would kind of go, "Sorry, the songs are how long?" You'd get people kind of like auditioning for the band and like, I need like learn half of the song.
2 hours.
Yeah, I must say, I was going to say earlier on, how the fuck do you remember when it comes to playing them live? Like, when I was fucking, my band would like verse, chorus. We'd do 4 of that, then we'd do 4 of that. We do 8 of that one. We do 4 of that one. We were so fucking simple, and even that we fucked up multiple times. I don't understand how bands like you guys manage it.
It's very much a kind of muscle memory kind of thing, and it's certainly one of the things that makes us exciting to watch live, is because you do fuck up live. That's something you do.
Oh, I did that with them.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. No one knows unless you tell them.
I've done that with Homicidal. I fucked up one of the lyrics in the last song I did. I was like,
but it's
fucking lyric.
It's just more of a case of being able to fail well, being able to fuck up, but to be so in sync as a band that
Fuck
you
up
can
as a
just kind of
unit.
go, oh, someone's fucked up. Let's keep kind of playing, and then we all just kind of sync back in together. I certainly remember a show we played at the Colchester Arts Centre, which I'm not sure if any of you guys have played before. It's an old church. It's such a fantastic venue. And like they pulled up the backdrop behind us, and we had this. They backlit this. I think we were playing with Fen, or someone like that, like it was like we were just playing I think that may have been the second or third time we'd played this new song off our now second album, and I just kind of went, wait, what am I playing? Oh my god! And I just remember like our bassist just kind of like looking across the stage, just kind of going,
scared look. Well, do you know what you're doing? Because I'm not too sure what I'm doing.
But it's always funny because like we just like it. What seems like an eternity for you, that was like probably a couple of bars.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh my god, that was so embarrassing. But no one in the audience noticed.
Yeah, unless people know your stuff, which is not going to know as an underground band. Really, you can get away with all kinds of shit. It's like I've fucked up so many times in my band, only because I fucking mentioned it that the people realise we fucked up. And my brother used to say to me, because my brother was on the bass, I say, "Oh, we fucked that one up." My brother said, "What the fuck you tell them for? They don't fucking know that."
never admit it. It's hard when you play into a click track. I've found.
Yeah, I did.
In most bands I've played in, I haven't really done the completely click track thing, but in this one, because we got samples and everything, click track, ahoy! Yeah. So if you go out, you're in trouble because you've got to get back in. And like the earlier songs that we wrote had lots of time signature progressions in them, 13s, 15s, 17s, 7/8s, yada yada yada. So like, once you get lost, it can be a bit tricky.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I remember once, like, we did a festival and I announced the song, and like the band started playing. It wasn't until I was about to sing, and I suddenly thought, that's not the fucking song I said we was going to play. And like, literally, because like you say, not muscle memory, but like just because I've done it so much, I just came in with the right song, and I was like, this is not the song I said though. Well, I'm singing the right words, but this isn't the fucking song that I told them we were going to play. It's like they just like took one word from me, saying what we were going to play, and they just fucking did what they wanted. I don't know what happened there, but you know, bands, eh?
Yeah, bands.
It was crazy actually. Like going back to practice because you know we only started practicing again like a couple of weeks ago because obviously you couldn't get together because of restrictions and whatnot. And you know, we'd go to practice this like a song off the first album. You know, we've probably played it 1,000,000 times, and
rusty as fuck.
And it was like, right, okay, so we're going to play 2. Right, what's the fill to start the song off? It's like.
My band's like that. We only do a gig every 5 years, though. Like literally, we did one on my 40th birthday, one on my 45th, one on my 50th, and then like, we normally have like one practice, and then we did a fucking gig, and like we haven't got a fucking clue, but no one knows, no one cares. So it's like, it all works.
Like because the gig I did with Herbert Sider at the Griffin in October of 2019, I said the wrong lyrics to like the last bit of one of our songs, Vapor Slave. It was supposed to be "Enter her pleasure chamber." I said "Dead upon her chamber."
Okay.
I was just like, what's that? Oh fuck! I'll just say what first thing that comes to my head.
This is like
Matt just gone.
Just gone.
That's like one of the things.
Give me beer.
Like, well, I'm quite glad that the I purposely made the decision to like make the vocals like really vague for mine, because it's like if I do forget the actual vocals, it's like, well, I know sort of how the syllables sound.
You should do the Cthulhu chant. Ungly flew in the glow, Raganafaga Faga, and whatever it is.
Far too many syllables.
Cthulhu arise.
Everyone pronounces it differently, so it's all good. You can pronounce it how you like, and it still works.
Can you remember a band called Cancerous Wound?
Yeah, I've seen Cancerous Wound. I think I might film them.
We toured with them, and we were doing the thing where we kind of swap band members.
Okay.
They asked me. They were like, "Man, we'd love you to come on and do some lyrics on one of our songs." I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'm up for that." And he sent me the lyrics, and I read through them once, and I'm like, "I am not learning those words."
Yeah.
So he said to me, "You just want to go up on stage, you just want to bark, basically, just like learn the timings of So I actually did that. I just went up and just barked.
A lot easier.
Like, oh, these things are horrible. Oh, I don't learn them. Yeah.
I used to do.
Guys, I'm going to take this opportunity to bow out gracefully.
All right, I was about to play the Vandr track, so I played the Vandr track while you fuck off, or do you want to stay and watch it?
I'll stay for that.
Stay for that. So this is right. This is Vandr then. Until Muspelheim. I haven't got the rest of the title because I can't see it on the thing. But can you tell us?
I can't pronounce any of the song titles. So.
Something or other, isn't it? I can never pronounce the Ove properly. Until Muspelheimer, Come on, open up. The realm of fire and void.
Void,
there
yeah.
You go.
Void in there somewhere.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a beer while this is on.
Nice one, bro.
Cool.
Play you bastard. What's up here? Yeah.
Great, guys. Thank you.
That's why I went like that.
Good stuff, guy. Good stuff, mate. Good stuff.
Excellent.
Throw some shapes.
Yeah, nice one, man. It'd be good to come on again.
Yeah, anytime, man. And it's kind of like open, like I can have up to 10 people in here. So, you know, I kind of like the idea of people come in and then they fuck off when they've said what they want to say. And you can come in if you've got anything you want to push or come and tell us about your gig, or if you want to come in a little bit before the gig, like we can talk about it again or whatever. It's all good stuff. Yeah.
Nice one, guys. Well, thank you for that. And Jake, I remember you now. I remember some drinking games on that evening and some arm wrestling. There was some arm wrestling happening. I remember the arm wrestling.
I don't think I took part in the arm wrestling, but I remember the arm wrestling.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's been really random, like with Gray's videos of like really old shows. It's really made me want to play drums again.
Really who was that band he was talking about a minute ago? I just checked. I've got Cancerous Womb. I've got 2 videos of Cancerous Womb on my on my channel from 2012 and 2014. They fucking don't feel that long ago. But it's like
I don't think I filmed anything of theirs. There's nothing on my YouTube channel. I filmed nothing of their gigs now.
Yeah, they were brutal.
Yeah,
and they were really good as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Check out my 400th podcast, by the way. Like, I did show 400 of my podcast, and like, because it was a theme show. With my theme shows, quite often I end up playing bands that aren't still going, so like, you don't get so many shares. So I've had like fucking really shit fucking views or listens on my 400th show. So check it out, share it all about it if you get a chance, if you got time. Yeah. Talk to you soon. Yeah, cheers for coming on. Cheers for coming. We can grill Ryan now. We're going to grill Ryan while you've gone on his musical journey. Find out where he buys his ties from or something. I don't know. He hasn't even got a tie on, but yeah. Something daft.
My man, not
we'll ask him something silly.
You know what? I love a suit, but my word, I'm not a tie person. They're awful bloody inventions.
I can see you in a dicky bow, actually. I can see you in a dicky bow. I reckon you can rock that.
It'll be hidden under my beard.
Yeah.
No, wait.
No, but when everyone saw it, though.
A cravat.
Cravat. But when I saw you, like, you'd be like that. And you turn your head, and people start seeing you like your bow tie. But fucking hell, he's rocking a bow tie.
I had to wear a tie for my mates.
You'll be knocking the woman off of a shitty stick. I tell you, I'll be like, you just be untold.
Well, I had to wear a tie for my mates when I was one of his groomsmen, so I was like, yeah, I got to wear a fucking tie.
Yeah, no, the ties are fucking so antiquated. It's just
I could have took it off after the whole ceremony, but I thought, fuck, I'm just going to keep it on.
Yeah, they achieve literally no purpose whatsoever, do they? They don't keep your neck warm. They don't do anything but fucking.
Plus, it was hot that day on like 2 years ago in Cornwall.
They're like a vestigal limb. Or
it was
something
May
like
as
that,
well.
You know what I mean? A tie is like a fucking. It's like a tail on a human.
A tail on a human.
Tailbone, the vestigal limb but fashion-wise.
Like, hi, do you like my tail?
Yeah. No, they're pointless though, aren't they? They don't do anything. They don't even look smart, do they?
No, if I ever got married, if I ever got married, I wouldn't say put me tie. Just wear the suit. What about a tie? Fuck the tie.
I certainly didn't wear a tie for when I got married. So
even that marriage is outdated as well. You don't want to get on all that marriage stuff.
I'm married to death metal.
So we talk about your musical journey. Let's investigate. You say you started off with like massively into prog, like from your parents, was it you saying?
Oh no, God, no, not at all. No.
Where did you get it then? Where did you discover?
So,
what did you grow up with? What did you grow up with? Your parents?
Both my parents were like big into Motown and everything.
Okay.
Not a fan personally, but I'd have friends' parents who were, in my opinion, much cooler than my own parents, who would go see The Who and Floyd back in the day in their up and coming gigs in London and everything like that. And so that's sort of was my journey into things rock and roll.
Were you a bit rebellious then? Because most people like what their parents brought them up on, kind of thing. But did you instantly like, oh, I don't like this crap? Straight away, was you like a little rebellious streak, or what made you
I just
never like their music?
Like even when I was younger and had very questionable kind of taste in music, it would be like I like the stuff that sounds good, like loud, and that's very much continued over into Terra. As you can see behind me, like speakers and amplifiers.
Yeah.
We are a sound guy's nightmare.
Right.
And like the louder the better. You know, I've always gravitated towards the kind of bands that are all about your old-fashioned kind of backline. You know, you look at.
Do you like Hawkwind?
I always used to love watching Pink Floyd, like live at Pompeii.
Right. What about Hawkwind? You got any Hawkwind in your likes?
Not actively, but you know, just like one of those kind of things you appreciate because of like the progression it led itself to, which was of course Motorhead.
Of course.
But it you know, that old school kind of way of looking at things, of like sod PA, we've got massive valve amps, and like, you know, I'd like any time Sun like play in the UK,
I'll see them once.
I'm always there. I spent 15 years like tracking down an original Model T.
Let me put you on big screen so we can see the logo.
Yeah, there it is.
Just maybe, just about make it out. Yeah, everyone calls them Sun-O, don't they? Because of the little like emblem looks like an O.
So that's like the main live amp. But at the beginning of lockdown, I bought the High Watt British amp, and I think that's kind of surpassed it.
Okay.
Actually, which is kind of annoying because I bought it on a whim. It's obviously not in the original housing for it. And
so you're very much like a sound kind of like equipment kind of.
I'm very much a gearhead.
A neat. Kind of I don't want to call them.
So
do you change your own transistors and stuff like that, and put your own, that kind of level of? I'm going to take this apart and fuse three together into a Frankenstein amp.
Not quite that crazy. But no, I do appreciate the old, like, you know, for such a considering the genre that we play, I don't play high gain kind of amps. But it's one of those kind of things that growing up listening to like all these old school kind of bands, these are the amps that they'd play. They'd play your Marshalls, your High Watts and your Suns when they were from the States and everything like that.
What about Orange? They're another one, aren't they? Orange?
Yeah. I got a couple of their cabs as well. I'm not so much into their heads.
Are you one of these fellas, rather than like buying a million guitars, you've got like loads and loads of amps?
I mean, yes, but also I have a million guitars.
All right, cool.
You can never have too many guitars.
Yeah. I mean, my wife doesn't think that, but yeah.
They never do. They're no fun with me. I don't know what we put up with them for.
Your wife's probably like, another guitar? For fuck's sake.
I can only think of a couple of things that women are good for, but anyway, here we go.
But yeah, it's like one of those kind of things that sort of drove me towards heavy metal is like the loudness kind of thing is like always enjoying like loud music is and
get off on the vibration. Like sometimes there was a band I saw, remember, like called Lesbian, and they were kind of like wall of noise, kind of like you feel, and even with death metal sometimes it was all bludgeoning. I just feel like I'm being massaged by the force on the speakers. It's just like and like I kind of not quite a trance, but I can literally, I can fall asleep. Like, I'm just sitting there, and it's like, the noise is going on. I'm feeling the waves, and I'm like, yeah, man. I
love it. Some gigs we've had, like you get like halfway through a set, and you just get some guy like leaning into the bass bin, just like might have had a bit too much to drink or whatever, and he's just like leaning in there, and you just go, that guy gets it. It's
I'll let you take that person. I remember my first beer.
Cool. Hey, Don, do you want to come on, mate? I'll put the link in if you want to pop in and hang out and chat for a bit. We'll probably be on for at least another half hour, depending on Ryan how long he wants to hang out for. You out for half hour, mate?
It's the weekend.
Yeah, exactly. I'll put the link in there, Kate. This is my mate Don. He likes a bit of metal. He likes a lot of different music, actually, Don. He does. He's doing a Pixies. It's like goes through albums. Like he goes for different albums. Like I don't know, he's every week or every month, and like they basically like pour it apart and go over it and talk about all the tracks and the production and all that kind of stuff. He does a lot of metal ones, but I think this week he's doing the Pixies. But he's a cool guy. If he wants to come in, I'll put the link in there anyway. Anyway, where were we? We were talking about your musical upbringing,
musical journey, and amps.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, it just kind of like, and this will be what like one of those kind of things that I think a lot of people into the kind of subgenres like the black metal and death metal would be embarrassed to kind of admit, but like how I got into metal was Korn.
Oh.
Well, exactly. That's fair enough. That is the reaction that it elicits.
Yeah, because I hate Korn, but the thing is, I'm older than you, so I wouldn't have. By the time I'd already got into metal, and I was like, Korn's just fucking. But like, it's like a gateway band, like a gateway drug.
Yeah. Like, it was like mid to late 90s when I started hearing them, and
I got into Korn in the 2000s when I got into metal. It was like 2003, 4 around that time.
I mean, they were. I think, mid 90s, late 90s. I think was when I started listening to them, and that just like they like on their first album they have a riff, which is, and I remember someone going to me, "That's just a rip off of Angel of Death by Morbid Angel," and I went, "Who?
The fuck's Morbid Angel?" You're thinking?
Yeah, and then I just like kind of went, "Well, I need to look them fucking up," and then I'd like go, "Right, okay, who the fuck is this band?" And you're like, "Go, holy shit, this is like the fucking heaviest thing I've ever heard." It just set me off on a path of just kind of going, death metal. It's like metal, but like
with death.
It's like, what's this death metal? We hear these vocals. Oh shit!
Yeah. And
then hear black metal. Like,
through that, I got into stuff that's like that was more into like the kind of proggy kind of stuff. I got into like Opeth and everything. Right. Who are like Opeth, they love their kind of 70s kind of sound, but also still like death metal. And I was like going, man, this is like right up my street. And again, that's where the like long songs come from, but also, as I mentioned,
stupid long songs. Yeah.
It is a fantastic album. Also, I thought I'd have this on hand.
Yes.
The best one.
Is that Covenant?
It's Domination.
Domination. Okay. Covenant's more green, isn't it? With a book on and a candle or something over here. Domination. I'm not sure I've got Domination.
I got Domination. I got
best one.
I got Altars of Madness.
Yeah.
But
you can see right here.
Yeah. Heretic was. I couldn't stand Heretic. I bought that and I was listening to it so many times trying to get into it. Like, and I was just like, I'm not getting hooked by anything on this album. It was a weird one.
Yeah, I got Altars of Madness. I got Blessed of the Sick, Covenant, Domination, and gateways to annihilation.
Morbid Angel, though, like the way they write songs is so linear, and that in a combination with me liking shit like Opeth and all the other
I love Opeth.
And everything like that is what has directly contributed to the way that Terra songs have panned out is that you have like riff, then they're all different riffs, and like the song just like flows into and different bits, ebbs and flows, and then it ends. And that's directly because of like bands like Morbid Angel, just like the way they write. Okay, we're not writing death metal, but it's just that unique kind of way that Morbid Angel influenced me, and the other stuff, listening to like prog, it just like had such an influence on the way I write music. It's like I'm not gonna write like verse chorus kind of stuff.
So Opeth, you got Opeth for the long songs and the different flow, and you had Morbid Angel for like their kind of. But what made you turn it into like black metal? Why didn't you just do like rambling death metal, like a different? Why was it the tone? You prefer the tone of the black metal guitar sound, or?
I hated black metal. Hated it. I was well into my death metal. Like the production values on death metal is like so much better. You listen to a bit of black metal. It's like sound like someone recorded it on a twig in a forest. Like,
yeah.
You don't want to listen to that shit. It sounds like crap.
Yeah.
And then my gateway was Emperor in 2001, Prometheus.
Right.
Which was their last album, and it's probably the least black metal album of all time. It's essentially a prog album, prog metal album. Yes, Twig in the Forest.
I want to hear an album recorded on a Twig in the Forest now.
You want to listen to fucking
cultist.
If you want to listen to an album that was recorded on a twig in a forest, listen to Ulver's third album.
Oh, what's that album? The black metal album I really fucking did not like, that everyone thinks is good, is Headtrip, Drawing Down the Moon. I had that one and I thought, that's fucking horrible. The sound was I just hated it.
Oh,
is that Ulver?
No, Headtrip.
Oh, sorry.
I think it was Headtrip, Drawing Down the Moon. It was just rough as fuck. But I was never a massive black metal head, to be honest. Like, don't want to be black metal.
Yeah,
it was never my favourite genre.
Yeah, you were right. Drawing Down the Moon is their album.
And then after that, I did a fucking electronica one, which is fucking ridiculous. I bought both on the same day, and
that's what the fucking was it Switzerland black metal band Samuel did. They went black metal and then they went to like industrial sort of stuff afterwards.
Funny how journeys go.
That just sounds like Ulver.
Yeah.
What they're doing these days is
I just listened to the first 3 fucking albums they did, and I just don't listen to that stuff because it's like.
How do you think you're going to progress, Ryan? Can you imagine like a couple of albums down the road? Like you look at bands like Anathema, who started off as Doom Death, and now like I don't know what the heck they are now. But I mean, can you imagine yourself like progressing, like and just being completely nothing like what you are now? Do you think that's how you'll go, or do you think you'll stick to?
I don't know.
That's what it's hard to know, isn't it? Yeah, you don't know.
Terra is essentially a vessel for music that I want to hear, and it was a case of these bands that I've listened to, I kind of like where they were going, but then they didn't exist anymore, as often is the way with black metal. So it's like I'd like to sort of recreate that vibe of it. So I will admit there's not a lot of black metal that I kind of listen to these days and go, yeah, that's amazing. That's probably for the better for Terra, because I listen to a lot of black metal and go, it doesn't really work for me.
Do you think that because you become jaded? I think people in general, once you've heard so many bands, you become jaded, because the same spark will never be there again like it was. So you're like, oh yeah, this is all right, but it's nothing special. And I think you kind of, I don't know, you're spoiled by what you heard in the early times or whatever. So it's hard to find something new that's going to really grab you by the fucking throat.
Well, that's essentially what I see Terra as. Is it's like a way for me to kind of go, well, nothing's interesting me so much, so I'm going to make something that does interest me. Yeah. So it's like it's not going to put me off the genre, because it is my way of finding something in the genre that I do like. That's not saying that there's nothing out there except from Terra which is any good, because of course there's loads of fantastic bands out there, but there's always some small nuance that I kind of
Black metal is such a fucking massive fucking spectrum, isn't it?
There's so many subgenres.
There's so many different subgenres of black metal, and also death metal, and
everything from raw black metal to bloody
black metal, atmospheric, black and death. Fucking
goes into dungeon synth, which somehow is connected to black metal. I'm not quite sure how.
What's next? Machine gun black metal? What the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel sometimes I did us a bit of a disservice from describing us as a black metal band, because sometimes I just kind of think, yeah, we're just like extreme kind of metal with black metal kind of finishings.
I think the descriptors are more in the kind of like guitar tone. If it's kind of like high-ish vocals, it's black metal. If it's more chunky, chuggy, that'd be death metal. But there's so much. I think a lot of bands just don't bother with like limiting themselves to a genre now, do they? Like they're always post black and post this, and it's like And I think also the fans have got massive sway for what they like as well now. So there's a lot more people accepting of all different styles.
Post metal, fucking.
Some of the best shows we've ever played have been with bands outside of the genre. We've played with hardcore bands, and it's gone down fantastically. We'll play with punk bands, we'll play with doom bands, and it's almost more interesting than playing a show with a black metal band. We've played with big kind of black metal bands, and except from us, every band that we played with was an extension of the headline band. They were just like a less tight sounding version of the headline band, whereas we don't sound like your traditional kind of black metal kind of sound. So
what black metal band would you say you sound the most like, if it's such a question as possible?
I mean,
I'm not a massive black metal. I'm not massively knowledgeable about black metal, to be honest, but
I've had people come up to us after shows and say we sounded like Burzum, which is maybe a bit of a basic kind of comparison because it's slightly kind of lo-fi. In actual fact, my favorite, I think it was a review for one of the albums. I'm not sure if you know the band Ash Borer.
I don't think so.
No. They're I'm quite a fan of them, but someone described us as ash boring. we actually played a show with Ash Borer.
Yeah.
Like a year or two after that review, and we were chatting with him.
Harsh.
And we just kind of went, oh yeah, we had a review where someone like reviewed us as ash boring.
Yeah.
That's boring.
Jonathan, the links are down below. There's a link down below to his Facebook page, and I'm pretty sure the Facebook page would have links to everything else on it.
Yeah, or our Bandcamp is probably...
Put the link in the private chat, and I'll post it in the thing if you want to put the Bandcamp link.
I love downselling the band, so it's like, yeah, the ash boring thing is
it's quite fun. I looked at an old review that one of my bands that I was in with a mate did, and long after the band moved on, I looked on Metal Archives. We had a 1% fucking rating from someone gave us a review, and I used to say about it sounded like we're trying to gargle cum or something like that, and I was just like, "Whoa, man, fucking hell."
My favorite one that I ever got review wise, and it was for our last album, was someone. Admittedly, English wasn't their first language. I think they were Italian, and like our vocals are like not for everyone, and well, yeah, in the Burzum is maybe a bit of an insult. But that's certainly what someone said to us. But yeah, the review for our album, and it was fantastic because it was in such broken English. Someone said that it sounded like we were on drug or stuff.
Drug or stuff.
And yeah, it's not far off. I mean, we ate a lot of really spicy chicken wings whilst recording that album.
That'd do it, mate. That'd do it.
Yeah.
We can get on that chili high. It's like all kinds of shit can happen.
Chicken wings and metal. There we go.
Yeah. I think my favourite black metal band is Impaled Nazarene. Which is probably not that. Always like.
I saw him live once, and that was.
I can't even remember when I see him live. I can't even remember.
I've seen him once.
It's one of those bands that, like, I bought a few of their albums, and I always enjoyed them. I thought it was always good, like fucking manic and fucking crazy as hell.
Yeah.
My old drummer for my band, she wrote to one of the guys and they sent her a picture, like in the fucking, like the guy in the snow in the forest, stark bollock naked, covered in fucking blood or whatever, like with his fucking cock out. Like he sent it to her as like a promo photo or something. So I always remember that as well. That was quite different. Well, that was some of the black metal bands back in that period. There was some crazy stuff going on there, wasn't there? Some crazy fucking names and some crazy cover art. And
I think like as good as a few years ago, maybe like
got the album on tape.
Oh, Nose.
Yeah, I got that one on tape because I got it Bloodstock and it came with a patch. So
I love the titles as well, like Toll Comp Nose.
I don't really listen to the band. I don't really listen to the band, and I don't have all their albums. So if this is the only one I ever own, that's fine.
I think a big kind of turning point though for me that just kind of went, I'm going to make some black metal. Was for me, I moved down to London from Cambridge, and oh dear, no werewolf. Yeah. I shipped a JCM 800 down to Australia one time, and it was one of the most stressful things I've ever done. So certainly will not sending any speakers down. But however, should anyone in Australia want to put us on for a show, we'll ship us down in speaker containers.
Any Australian bands that want their music played on my My podcast, Jake's Metal Sessions. I'm just saying.
Well, we'll Jake, I'll have to I'll have to speak to you after about getting on your show.
Yeah, it's just
for a
just I got my email address there. So whatever music you got, just send her new stuff, old stuff.
Yeah,
I'll play it.
Yeah.
Well, if it's not too long,
I can make a long episode. I'm trying to make longer episodes.
Your chat's going quite long, Jake. You do that 3 hours.
We'll certainly do that for you.
Oh no, Jake's Metal Chat. I can go on however long the person wants to chat for. I'm on about my own podcast where I play the music.
Right, yeah.
Oh bloody hell!
My longest chat
you don't want to give me no time limit, mate.
Well, the longest chat I've done is with Cam Lee from Massacre. That was the longest chat, being 3 hours long.
You got a new fan. Jonathan Roberts is giving you a listen now.
Thank you, Jonathan.
I'm actually going to play a track in a little while. Anyway, I got the new single to play. Is it a single or is it like a preview track from the new album?
Well, yeah, it's hard to say anything as a single.
Right.
They're all bloody massively long and
true. Good point.
Completely unmarketable.
Yeah.
But we do what we do. We make a lot of noise, and it's been difficult to do over the past year. And
what's your production like? Because like you look at the blackmail, is it like really? Because I haven't listened to it yet because I've only just got the fucking MP3 recently, and I haven't watched the video because you sent it to us today. But like you got the kind of raw, or is it kind of like a more pristine, atmospheric kind of style? How? Because blackmail's got quite a lot of different levels of like it's just not the raw shit. I like another band I like is Isengard. Do you remember Isengard? I think it was a solo project from the guy from Dark Throne, I think.
Yeah.
Where is your kind of sound?
It's one of those kind of constant kind of battles because like I said, I went into metal like strong into the death metal kind of thing, but when I did get into black metal, I got into black metal hard. So it's like, we want to go for that raw kind of sound. But when I got Luke on drums, he came from a death metal kind of background, and he wants that kind of pristine kind of drum sound. So it's like a constant battle in the band of like how we want things to sound. So I think maybe the best way to describe it is it's a wall of sound. It's just loud, and that's the best way to listen to it.
Do you ever come off the pedal and like do some like atmospheric bits, like where you sort of the instrument stop for a second, or is it all out? Is it all fast playing, or is it like massive riffs, fast riffing? How is
there are moments. I mean, the majority of it is tremolo picked, even though it might be a bit that is atmospheric, there'll still be like tremolo picking going on there, but it's like a sort of change in the timbre of everything. So very rarely will there be a bit where it's just like a blank in the music. If there's a chill bit, it will be me playing tremolo pick single notes. It's not one of those kind of things that where we insert samples. If there's a sample, it's like end of the album or something.
Is it like a relentless kind of barrage of noise then, or
it's
fast? You play fast as well, or is it just like loud but not necessarily fast? Is it on an atmospheric loud, or is it like a fucking blasting?
It is loud and it is fast, but at the same time, I kind of say that it's a bit like a drone, really, because it's sort of like being enveloped by a cloud of bees. Really.
I was about to say bees. I was about to say, how many bees does it sound like?
Many bees. But it's like, I mentioned people. You'd know someone's getting into the music when they've got their head stuck into the bass bin. Yeah. It's like hypnotic and droney. Like normally when people think of drone, they think of sun. It's like slow. It's like
it's like one note that drags on for ages, but you're like fast playing.
It's almost
the same illusion, but
it's almost so constant that it becomes a drone. And I think sometimes I mention it as like droney, and people go, well, no, because drone is like slow.
Yeah,
but it's not, because it like meshes into itself sometimes, and like if you're in that kind of frame of mind, and it like I absolutely love not to toot my own trumpet, but like just getting a nice bottle of scotch sometimes and just listening to the old albums, because as I've said, I do make this for myself. It's music for me, and if other people like it, then great.
Cool. But do you ever like see people talk how they change? Do you ever listen back to an old album and you're like not happy with it, or you think, oh, I wish I'd done it differently? Is that because you didn't do it right at the time, or because your tastes have changed? Do you think, or?
I think I really enjoy like the older stuff, and like I said, I do go back and listen to the older stuff. I crack out a bottle of scotch and just kind of go, yeah. But in actual fact, it has made the upcoming album difficult because it hasn't been released, and sometimes I just kind of go, maybe I could just change that, and that's a problem, because I love being able to just kind of go, and it's out in the wild. You can't do anything about it. Nothing has changed.
It's out in the world. Just
move on to the next one.
Because this hasn't actually been released, like a few times I've been tempted to contact the producer, who's done all three of our albums actually.
Nice.
And just kind of a friend of mine, Matt Crawford, very, very good. But I've been tempted to just contact him and go, could I just like redo this? Like,
can I have some cowbell? Can we have some cowbell?
Yeah. And that's the problem. Once it's out there in the world, I love to just like kind of pushing stuff out there, and for all its flaws, you just kind of go, that's it. It's out there. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
But like the fact that we've been sitting on it for approaching 2 years now is like, I think is when we first started recording it was 2 years ago, in a very hot shed in the middle of the fens. And yeah, we've just sort of been sitting on it because of, well, Brexit and COVID, and the label's obviously not in a hurry to, when you can't promote it, then they're obviously not wanting to release it. So you kind of get the doubt sinking in. You kind of go, that bit could be done a little bit better. But when it's out in the world, you just kind of have your
must be frustrating. Must be frustrating to like you've had an album for 2 years and you've not been able to put it out. You've got practically a whole album written for another. It must just feel like you're being boxed in or bloody well held back, or incredibly
so. Yeah. I mean, I've written an inside
side project.
Terra is my side project. Really, it's my side project from life. So it's I've got another one lined up. So as soon as we're released and we've done promoting the new one, there is another one immediately lined up.
Yeah. Then you have another one ready by the time that one's coming to Lincoln, maybe getting released. It's kind of, I don't know. It's interesting, I suppose.
It's been an interesting couple of years.
Yeah.
Year and a half, really.
God, my band was so fucking lazy. I think we were around for a few years. I don't think we had more than about 10 songs, and the whole time we were fucking together.
Well, to be fair, I don't think we have 10 songs.
That's true. Yours are fucking 20 minutes long with different fucking with no repetition of riffs. Ours are like four of that, back to that 4, back to this 4. We still couldn't fucking remember what we were doing. I think we must have been the fucking thickest twats in the world. I don't know what happened.
We got 4 songs and our intro's like 5 minutes long.
Yeah.
Which is just okay, fair enough. And I always look back at that and say, what can I do differently? I could have done a vocal bit there a little bit differently, but fuck it, it's out now.
I don't know. I just jumped into my head. We were talking about silly songs and like weird projects, and I was just in some band, death metal band I played, and there was like nothing but scatological kind of song titles, like all about fucking diarrhea, and it was just like it was some beautiful women diarrhea or something like that, and there was a chorus in it. Like don't know where the fuck it was taken from. It sounded like a load of Japanese women going, "I've got a bad case of diarrhea. I've got a bad case of." I was like, "What the fuck did they get that from, man? It's crazy."
It wasn't Bumsick, was it?
No, I can't remember the fucking band called now, but
there's a band called Bumsick. They're like based in Western or whatever.
No, because what it was, I was doing a Phobias theme show, and it was like one of the phobias of beautiful women, and the only track that I could find that mentioned beautiful women was this beautiful woman diarrhea song. It's a band called Fecal Addiction. I just found them. Fecal Addiction. Costa Rican.
It sort of reminds me of like one of those random kind of like small band shows I saw like in the early 2000s and everything. I did like no idea what the band was called, but like the song title just stuck with me, and just like this death metal band just screaming out, "This next song is called Smashed to Pieces by Falling Feces."
Smashed to Pieces by Falling Feces. You've got to love
a venue that doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah. So my mates were Gorotted. Do you remember Gorotted? They was all about rhyming kind of songs. And hacked in the back and stuffed in a sack and gag 'em, shag 'em, body bag 'em, and that kind of thing.
Gag 'em, shag 'em, body bag 'em.
Yeah, good stuff. I might actually play that beautiful women. Big beautiful women diarrhea. I think I might play that.
I can't remember which Bumsick song it was now, but
it was funny.
They used a sample from fucking what was it? Howden Kamal Get the Munchies when they run away from the security guard, and then the 2 British women come in and do fucking battle shits or whatever. I don't know if you've seen that film, but
I don't think so. There's some crazy fucking samples. Sometimes you listen to some samples on, especially like death metal, and you think, where the hell did that come from?
Shit.
So what? Sorry.
Because the band Bumsick, their theme's just shit and toilet humor.
Yeah. They're called Bumsick.
Bumsick, yeah.
Bumsick. Oh god.
I'm from Bristol, sorry.
So we anyone got 15 minutes spare? They want to listen to this Terra track?
Yeah. Let's put it on.
You up for that? You up for that, Ryan?
Yeah.
It
certainly gives me a
play some metal. Play some metal. Play some metal.
What's this? Oh, my mate at work bought a record player. I said, "Did you buy any records?" Yeah, fine.
You know, we did a new album.
Right, I'm not sure how well this is going to play because I wasn't able to upload it to StreamYard because it was too long. It was like, no, too big. Oh, you're hurting my memory like that. It was like, so I'm going to play it straight from the player. It might cut out a little bit. It does sometimes happen when the internet's a bit crap. So if it jumps or if sound gets lost, but hopefully it won't because it's late at night, so maybe not so many people using the net, but we'll see. Let's just play this track. Very similitude. That's what I said. That's what I was saying. I said that from the start.
Do you want to
Kind of like fucking it, kind of like crazy. Yeah, so annoying, man. So annoying. Well, sometimes when I pause it and go back to it, it starts playing normally again. Let's give it a try. We might as well just leave that. It's not going to fucking work, is it?
No, it's not going to work.
It's there's no point playing if it's going to sound crap because it's not going to give people it's not going to give people a good feeling for it. But the band Facebook link is below. Go and check them out on there, and you should be able to find their Bandcamp. That's a bloody shame. They happen sometimes. It's because it's connected to the internet because it's streaming straight from my computer, and if the internet's not fucking working well enough, it will cut out like that. But that wasn't worth the effort, was it? Because it's just not going to give people a proper idea of the band. So, oh well. You guys got any gigs sorted out for your band?
Not as such, no.
No, it's not really possible, is it? You've got that gig. No, but you're going to actually go and see a gig, though, aren't you?
Well, in July is the Metal to the Masters, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, and hopefully Bloodstock's going to go on. Oh, mate, it was cutting out too badly. It was just fucking
brilliant.
Every 2 seconds, it was cutting out. So it's like, there's no point because it's going to give everyone. It's not going to give anyone a good idea of your stuff. So, yeah, that's the internet. It's not good enough.
I'm trying to sort out Avital's fucking EP at the moment. My folk metal band. I'm trying to sort them out.
Yeah. So what I normally try to do with the videos, I try and upload them to StreamYard, but it's got a certain limit. So when I do my vidcasts, I upload them because I've learned if you play them straight from the share function, it cuts out all the time because the internet's not good enough. But if I upload it, because it's already on there, somehow it plays okay. I don't understand the technology of it.
Oh shit! I don't get it.
That's fine. I think there was. Did we have it on your stream already? On one of your shows, Graham?
What's that? The song. I'm playing on Sunday. I'm playing very Similitude on Sunday on my show. So
you can see it without the fancy graphic on Sunday.
Yeah, 401. Listen to it, show 401 on Sunday. Yeah, but you can listen to it anytime.
Yeah, there you go. There's a good plug for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Check out show 400. It needs more bloody plays. I'm disappointed. I was getting good plays recently. I like 300 or for a few of my shows, and now number 400 comes along. It's at about 100. It's that's crap. That's annoying, but never mind. I'm going to play that track now that I was talking to you about a minute ago, that Fecal Addiction track. It's called Big Beautiful Women Diarrhea, and it's just got a really stupid sample which tickles me. It tickles me. Let's go.
Call an ambulance, please.
Okay, hold on. Where does it hurt?
My stomach. ちゃんと痛いけど痛い。
肩に手を乗せ I have クロスして A bad case お腹をさすって of diarrhea ジェスチャーゲームの要領です。
Oh yeah, that's what I call. That's what I call a banging track.
Oh man, I just can't stop laughing at that. I got a big kiss.
I've got to get rid of the overlay. Let's get rid of the overlay shit. There you go. Get rid of that overlay so you can see us. Here we are.
So I just laughed and said, "I got a big kiss."
I swear I actually know that sample.
I know that.
I know the song.
As soon as I saw the cover, I was like, I know who this band is. I know because of the cover.
I think I see it. It kind of reminds me of a Japanese film I did see. And it was something like Toilet Zombies or something like that. Something weird like that.
Does
it ring a bell with anyone?
Toilet of the Dead or something stupid.
Yeah, maybe. It could have something to do with that. I
found this. I just typed
weird.
I just found it randomly on YouTube. It's like Toilet of the Dead. What the fuck?
I've worked out where you might be able to play one of your tracks. Actually, I can share it straight. Actually, no, it's not the point. I can share straight from YouTube, but normally the sound comes out shit. So it's actually I won't bother. We'll leave it.
That's fine.
Yeah, because it sounds right to us, but when you actually listen back to it, it sounds crap. If I recall. Let me what I do. Right, this is a track that's on YouTube for people to do and check out now. Apotheosis. Is that first album? Or is that from More
That's his
Secunda?
second album.
Is More Secunda mean second album or something second, surely?
Sorry?
More Secunda. Is that the second
More
album name?
Secunda is our second album, so it's...
But does it mean second album?
That is, the second death is what that
second
means.
death, okay.
Oh, cool.
Not pretentious at all.
Well, no, not really. It's just fucking... you've got to have a name, you know? Fucking hell. You know? It's as good as any. You know? Well, what's the new... Have you got a name for the new album yet when it comes?
Yeah, so that...
Tertiary Secunda. No. More tertiary.
Fuck Terra.
Yeah. Fuck Terra, yeah.
So the third album is and I'm going to absolutely butcher the pronunciation of it because my German is terrible.
Oh yeah, I saw it in the thing yesterday. Yeah, I remember seeing it in the tags actually, and I was looking at that. And I thought, "Fuck me, I've got to say that on Sunday." Bollocks.
But it's für dich das existiert alles nicht.
I've heard that line in a porno. I know I have.
Well, I mean,
oh, it's good, yeah.
I've got it down as für dich existiert das alles nicht. Is that right?
That's
yeah. I think you said it differently for a second. Your dick doesn't exist. It's like a dick from another dimension.
So I guess the literal translation of it is for you this doesn't exist.
Okay. I like it. It's like a Twilight Zone. Bermuda Triangle. It's like a paradox or something.
It's a hard one to explain, and my German has never been amazing.
No. There's always a bit of elitism, black metal elitism. For you, this doesn't exist. You are not worthy of listening to our album.
Yeah, I mean it's sort of like one of those kind of things where it's one of the. I mean, like I said, my German is terrible. I have never spoken it well.
Why did you choose a German title then? Was it a phrase that you'd heard in German and it sounded more romantic?
I had seen the phrase. I think it was scrawled on a wall in Cologne.
Was it next to a hole with like in the wall, which is place ein dick in here or something like that?
I think it was placed next to a building that was like a high rise, not that you couldn't possibly afford.
And
so
it was elitist then.
Yeah, and but at the same time, I sort of interpreted it as, we are not the most listenable band in the world.
Right.
Far from it, in fact.
Yeah, you're not gonna like this. So fuck off back to like Rick Astley.
Well, and as I've said a few times tonight, I write this music for me. If anyone else likes it, then fantastic. But ultimately, it's like this shit's for me to listen to. So, but that's just one interpretation of it. Is like, for me, this is for me. For you, doesn't exist.
Because change the band name to Ryan's Music. Fuck off.
Yeah, and that's maybe like the perfect example of black metal. It's like so antisocial. It's like I don't even give a shit. It's like this is like my personal music.
I think you've got to have a touch of that in all heavy metal, really, because it's like you know, there's so many fucking bands out there. And at the end of the day, if you're not doing stuff that you enjoy yourself personally, then what is the fucking point? I mean,
if you're trying to make money off it, then
you'll try and do stuff you think the kids want or whatever.
Yeah, if you're doing it, if you're playing this sort of music and you're doing it for money, then you're in the wrong genre of music.
Don't do it for money. Do it for love.
Do it for the love of the music, not for the cashish.
The love of the noise.
For the love of the noise.
Exactly. I mean, that's why I've got so many bloody speakers.
Yeah.
I love the noise.
Because of the noise.
Yeah. Cool. Oh man, I'm out of beer and I've not had any dinner yet, and it's gone 12, so I should really get thinking about fucking off, I suppose. Cook myself some dinner. Thanks for coming on, Ryan. You're welcome back anytime.
No problem, man.
Well, if you want to come back after your gig, or just if you're fucking bored on a Friday night and you think, oh, I'm fucking bored, or I can go and hang out with those twats, Jake and Gray again, then, you know, just pop into chat and I'll give you the link and you can pop in.
Yeah, almost certainly.
Come hang out with us.
So I'll definitely hit you up as well, Jake. See if we can do some more promo for our show next,
definitely,
which is coming up in
now.
It seemed like a million years ago now.
That's June the 16th, isn't it?
Oh God!
June the 16th. Because there was the other band, Vandr, were talking about. June the 17th, the restrictions end or something. I'm sure he said June the 17th, the restrictions end, and you were allowed to have more people in. And I thought, fuck, that's the day after the June 16th gig that you've got, where it's got restricted, like seated only and all that kind of thing. And I was thinking, fuck, it's only like a day later.
I think, we are 16th. So we'll probably be the last kind of seated kind of gig.
Yeah.
But like, I think when we booked it, it was like.
Yeah, you wasn't going to fucking know what was going to happen, do you? But it just
this was a show that had been kicked back several times. But like, you know, fair play. It's like it's going to be like one of the first gigs out the block. So
yeah.
People can, and I think last time I checked there was 10 tickets left.
I think there are 10 tickets. Yeah,
there probably are not any tickets left anymore.
No, probably not.
So there's no point me being here promoting it.
That's a good point. Yeah, it's a good point.
You know, I'm just here telling people what they're going to miss.
Yeah. And even if they can't get to the gig, they can still go and check out your band. The link is down below, by the way. A link to the Facebook page where you can find all the other links to their stuff. And I'll be playing them on my show on Sunday. I dare say Jake will play them sometime soon as well. Make sure you sub up Jake's pages. Make sure you sub up Ryan's pages. Yeah. I think that's. I was going to play out a song. Has anyone got I got some old videos here I've played before. What does anyone fancy? A bit of thrash or a bit of doom or a bit of old school?
Play, if you have it, Twitch and the Death Nerve, since we spoke about them.
I could do. They're probably going to get me a copyright strike. Carry on talking now. I'll have a look.
I'll call up Tom and tell him no.
Yeah, they don't know. What I have to do is it's a stupid process.
Do whatever's safe, man.
Yeah, no, what I have to do, I have to download the video and then I have to upload it to my channel and find out if it gets a copyright strike or not.
Right. Ignore me then.
No, I like the idea because we were talking about them, so it won't take me too long. But we'll have to just talk for a few more minutes until it comes about. Hopefully, I'll get them on. Now. Hopefully, you're bored of talking now. Play us a song then. Quick, get your guitar out. Play us a couple of tunes.
Well, you know, we got 20 minutes.
Yeah,
you know what my songs are like.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, no, I would play it straight from YouTube, but I know from experience because we started off doing the show like that, playing straight from YouTube, and for some reason it plays fine through my speakers and in my headphones, but listen elsewhere on the internet, it comes off as fucking muddy as crap. So it would just be doing it a disservice to
you want to do that. You want to look at OBS.
I've got OBS on my other laptop. Unfortunately, I bought where's the fucking hell that song I just downloaded? I don't think it worked. I bought a new laptop thinking because my old laptop was slow as shit, and I was like totally pissed off of it, slow as crap. But I bought a new one thinking I was doing the right thing because it starts up really quickly. But I completely forgot to check out the actual memory. And literally the memory fucking was out. Just put a couple of tracks on it. The memory ran out just like quick as you like, you know. So rather annoying. So I still got to use the old laptop for storing all my stuff on. So and making videos and shit like that because the new one hasn't got enough room to do any of that stuff, unfortunately. Has that worked? All right, that's worked. Let's upload it and find out if it's going to give me a copyright strike or not. And if it doesn't give me a copyright strike, I'll upload it to StreamYard and then we'll play it. Yay! That's not a tricky.
Well, shall I use this opportunity to kind of go, yo, there are maybe 10 tickets left for our gig on the 16th of June. It's a nice sit-down gig, socially distanced. You should totally turn up. It's going to be great.
Totally.
But if it is sold out and you can't make it to that, then there's also the Twitch of the Deaf Nerve playing in Cambridge on the 26th of June.
Cool.
Don't think that's going to be a sit-down gig. That might be smashing your face into someone else's face kind of gig. And that's with my good friend Tom.
Yeah. Which Tom is your good friend? Bassist Tom or singer Tom? Singing guitar Tom. Okay. Both Toms are quite nice though. They're fairly nice fellas.
Yeah. I mean, Tom's got a lovely voice on him.
Yeah. Flouncy Tom is Tom Bradfield, and Tom Carter is, I think I called him Cunt Hair Tom on one of my very old interviews that I did with him back in my fanzine days.
He's cut all his bloody hair off.
I see. Okay, right. Because he never had dreadlocks when I bloody. I know it's got a copyright strike.
Oh no!
Copyright strike in effect. These guys with their fucking, putting copyright on their stuff. It's like they've forgotten what the underground's about, man. That's all I'm saying.
All this bloody mainstream music.
Exactly. They're all after money. It's all about. It's all after the money. No, I would play it because I'm only going to make like 10p from this video anyway, probably. But I'm more worried about because I'm streaming it to Facebook as well. So I'm more worried about getting channels shut down or fucking accounts closed, that kind of crap. So yeah. Let's just play one of the ones. Actually, it's kind of weird because I do a vidcast every Thursday, which is kind of like trying to be a video version of my podcast. But it's kind of I played quite a few bands last week on Thursday, and when I went to they were fine on YouTube, but when I went to Facebook, 23 minutes of a 1 hour show had been muted for copyright problems. So it's like, why the fuck is it giving me copyright problems on Facebook when it wasn't giving me copyright problems on? I tell you what I'm going to do. You're playing with who are you playing with? On that gig.
Oh,
our 16th. Yeah.
Put me on the spot here.
Oh man, is it not Blood Swamp?
Oh no, it is. I just had blood.
Blood Swamp. It is Blood Swamp, isn't it?
Yeah.
I played Blood Swamp on my show on Thursday. I'll play a track again. Have you heard them yet? Have you listened to them yet?
I think it also might be their first gig.
Okay.
Maybe if it's not.
I don't know.
Apologies. I think I read them saying that.
Okay, that's cool. But are you ready for some Blood Swamp?
If it's not, don't take my word as.
Are you ready for some Blood Swamp, guys? Are you ready for some Blood Swamp? Let's hype this up. Who wants to hear some Blood Swamp?
Blood Swamp.
I do.
Yeah, here we go. This is Blood Swamp with Portraits. They're playing with Terra on the 16th of June at the New Cross Inn, isn't it? The New Cross Inn? I think it's New Cross Inn in New Cross Gate. Cool. All right then, that was Blood Swap.
Awesome.
You're playing with on 16th.
16th.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, so make sure everyone. There's 10 tickets left, so make sure it's sure it'll be a full house. Won't be as cool as like a standing venue, but you know it's the way forward. It's like a stepping stone towards back to normality, a bit of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be nice when it is back.
Yeah.
When we can survey the landscape of what is left.
We haven't got to sit around outside wearing masks and all that kind of shit.
Or go in shops wearing masks.
Yeah. But I'm going to end this now because I got to have a piss. I need a piss, so I might as well piss off and have a piss. And
Piss off.
Choose.
Cheers for coming on, mate.
No problem at all.
Come back, invite yourself back on anytime you like. Just you know where I am on. Check out my podcast number 400 and 401 on Sunday, including the track I'll be playing on Sunday.
Verisimilitude.
That's what I said. Verisimilitude. Yeah, that's the way to do it. All right, cheers for everyone. Cheers for everyone watching. Make sure you like all the band's links. They're all down below. Else is Yersin, that one. Hey, Grey Man, we just got asked to play with Yersin up north in a few months. Saw your interview with them and thought, nice. Yeah, Yersin. Yeah, we played. What band are you in, Brett? If you want to come and have a Friday night chat with us sometime, just get in touch.
Yeah, the band Yersin actually messaged me on fucking Instagram a while back saying, would you like to check us out? It's like, yeah, sure. If you want your music played on my podcast, there you go.
Yeah, cool.
So
I had a chat with them a few months back. That was I've got tomorrow I'm chatting with Evilon, so make sure you tune into that as well. And well, I'm gonna fuck off because my old man bladder needs pee. That's a good soft sign off as any, isn't it? That's a really metal sign off. Bye guys, I've got to have a wee. See you soon.